And we are live. Welcome to Transforming the Show, episode 202. And first of all, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But we have got big things today. First, we've got the Moff from PrimeTime Toys. That's the sexy Scott. At the bottom of my screen, it might be the top of your screen. I have no idea. It's an adventure. We're going to be doing our Fourplay, which is our favourite Christmas present. So for our girlfriends, we'll have to say the stuff we got from them, and then we can tell you the real stuff. We're also going to do a discussion on things we might remove from the Transformers fandom if we have time. But the big discussion point is, what's our favourite Christmas story from everything? Not just Transformers, but from everything we watched or read. Our favourite Christmas story. So a lot of stuff to look forward to. And of course, the latest news, Rohan's Epic Corner, which is 8 minutes tonight. So not enough time to bake a cake. I was hoping it would be about 12 minutes or longer. I'm a bit disappointed. But anyway, let's get on with that mini intro. Now, before we crack on with the news, we've got to say apologies for Alexis. We have no idea where he is. He probably has no idea where he is. Paul is an entrepreneur, isn't he? He's a visionary. And right now we have discovered he's actually a Japanese porn star. You know.
Have you shared the picture? Or
yes. You know, I wish I could unsee it.
Is that porn?
And that's Paul.
You done the research, Jamie?
Yeah, we've done the research.
Good.
Paul's got an entire career in Japan. He also stars as Godzilla in Rubber Suit. You know, so yeah, and
Godzilla. Yeah. Anyway,
and just before we hit the news, and I'm just finding this now. We had the pleasure a couple of weeks ago of speaking to Bob. That's what I call him because he's my friend, Bob. And you know, and we had me and Andy got thanks to Graham, we got an opportunity to ask him a couple of questions. Well, I asked him 2 questions. Andy only asked them one.
Should we clarify that it's Bob Bodiansky? There you go.
Andy didn't know him as well as me, so he had to say the full name. But Bob, yeah, how you doing?
You were in first name terms.
Eternally answering the question, could you be any more of an asshole?
No, Andy, don't speak about yourself like that, mate. Not now.
Oh, that's a great comeback, that one. Straight off the school play.
I know you are.
You're the one.
I know you are. You said you are, but what am I?
Yeah. But you know, obviously Graham's had a great time and had really good questions, but the best questions have came from Andy and myself, especially me. So guys, you should look forward to watching this sort of interview when it comes out next year, it'll be at TF UK which I'm looking forward to. It shall be epic. And, you know, why not grab yourself a TF UK ticket for this Christmas? Reduced to £30 for all of December.
Bargains.
All 8 and a half days left.
Well, we've had a few people buy tickets this December for their. I don't know if they're putting under their Christmas tree, but it's a good opportunity to get the tickets. And as you said, that interview with Bob was an incredible opportunity. Like, did you ever think we'd get a chance to speak to Bob Bodiansky, you know, before this year? And it was the wonderful Simon Furman helped put that together. And it was a really, really interesting interview. I've listened to a lot of interviews with him, and there was stuff he'd shared I'd never heard before. So really interesting stuff. So I hope everybody who can make it comes to TFUK Con to hear that. And as Jamie said, some cracking questions at the end from Jamie anyway. Andy couldn't even read the bit that said you can ask a couple of questions.
No, your original message said I come on and ask a question. The second
one or two, motherfucker. One or two.
The second message said that, not the first. I think you'll find. Look back.
Jamie understood it. We Scots obviously have a higher level of intelligence.
No, I didn't.
It's because he's stuck with Wikipedia, but he only reads the first paragraph and no more.
Focus.
As if I really want to read Wikipedia.
News.
Okay, news.
Hang on, no
Oh,
intro,
wait,
and suddenly Pete's in
the
charge.
intro.
What the hell is going
Sorry.
on in the world?
It was a heated discussion.
I got some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Oh, magical moments. Right, so this Via Cheffatron is Studio Series Wheeljack, or Pablo, as some call him. No pictures of the box. It's by the by. And there you go. Are people excited about this? Is anyone excited about this? Somebody must be. I'm sure somebody in the chat will be. And there he is. And there's his face.
Pete, look,
His
you're
face
seeing-
looking into his eyes.
Obviously, it's our Spanish
It's
heritage.
your spirit transformer.
My God, that is. I'm not sure I can do it. No, I can't quite pull it off. Anyway, there you go.
Hey, gringo.
Can't do the picture either. There's his van mode. Yeah. There you
It's
go.
a Volkswagen.
What? Why? Why the?
I mean,
big-
The gaps just.
it looks like it's face. It's got mouth. You got. I don't get it. I don't. Anyway, there's a
Yeah.
reason. I'm sure there's an engineering reason. There he is next to Wheeljack. You know, the proper one. Yeah.
My
it's just
dear.
don't
nasty,
know.
innit? It's just no.
Jamie, I'm sure you've ordered this, right? Because you
Two of
love
them.
the Studio Series
No,
figures.
actually, I have a certain ethics when it comes to the Studio Series stuff. It's when it's Bayfair Studio Series, I try to only buy on the sales. So I
Right.
try to get cheaper. And sometimes it means I kind of miss out, and then sometimes I get something like £20 cheaper. So I try only with the Studio Series. I do love the transformations. I think they're so well designed, a lot of them. And and hand in heart, literally all the Studio Series bots I've ever bought, no QC issue. They're completely different to the chug stuff,
Mm.
you know. But
More
I
caretaker,
know they're all
better
chug, but
engineering.
you know and I think it's because the way the paint apps are designed. Because obviously with Studio Series, it's much more simplistic with the paint apps. You know, they're more uniform, I would say. Where obviously the chug they're stuck with, they have to be quite specific with paints on different plastic, and sometimes it just causes the issues.
Well, speaking of more Studio Series, here's some more Studio Series, which this time came from Prime versus Prime, and this is their Rise of the Beast Scorponok deluxe.
You know, he's taken some really good photos. You know, in the last couple of years.
He has. He's upped his game, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Again, is anybody interested? Is anybody planning to pick this up? Because I actually think it doesn't look bad. You know, it looks like the thing did in the film, but you never saw him transform in the film. So obviously I think there was concept art for him to transform into a robot mode, but it just never happened.
Yeah.
It looks all right.
I
sure
think
about
it's
the
good, and Prime versus Prime did a really good review. I mean, that's another thing. Is Prime versus Prime is like one of the best reviewers out there now for Transformers. When you think about it, he covers nearly everything now. It's like Emigo, you know, both of them are really great. If you watch both of them together, you get a really good idea about a figure.
It's got. I'm going to take the place of Alexis here because he'd always say something like this. It's got good hands. He does love his hands, Alexis. Wherever you are, shout out to you. You remove the tail as a flail weapon when he's in robot mode, which I think it was Prime versus Prime was saying he wasn't a big fan of that. But you know, there you go. And there you go. A couple of size comparisons. Get an idea. I don't know. I don't think it looks bad. I'm not in a rush to pick it up, but
I've ordered one, but I'm definitely not going to be army building them.
I was just going to say this is an army building thing. That's the thing. If you've
Yeah.
got your Rise of the Beast figures, got to be army building, surely. There you go.
It's one at the minute.
I definitely, if I could pick it
now.
up in sales, it'd be good because it's basically a Studio C. I don't buy it. The fact I'm buying it outright, I'm already breaking my rule as it is, Pete.
Scandalous. Then HasLab, Hasbro Pulse rather, had this HasLab sale that only lasted was like 24 hours, and it was only for premium members. But I mean, it was good for those people who missed out on things, who got a second chance, for example, at Victory Saber. And I think in America they had Unicron. Did we have Unicron over here? I saw some.
I think
it was like 2 minutes.
I think what was available was the HasLabs when they were released in that country.
Yeah.
So when Unicorn was released, it was only available in the USA and like Canada.
That's what I thought. But I just
in
I
the
know
US
some
had
people posted saying,
Hero Quest.
it was on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I so wanted that. I would have bought that. I saw it in the American site and I was screaming.
What are you for that, Jamie?
I've still got the original, so I'll stick with that. Right, so there you go. That was there. If you managed to grab something, good for you. Well done. Peter Cullen, no idea why it shrunk the photo right down. He won a Lifetime Achievement Award, an Emmy, for voiceover performer and did a very emotional speech where he thanked Transformers fans, his family, in his speech, and it was really nice. If you haven't seen it, it's all over social media. Go on your socials and stuff.
Yeah, and he was presented the award by Lord Megatron himself, wasn't it? So
Welker, who handed it over to him. Yeah, to be fair, really good friends in real life. What was it he said? And now a time to thank my many Transformers fans and friends with all my heart. We are one. Oh, Peter, you make me cry. You make me cry.
Yeah. Move on quickly.
Anyway, nope. And then there's these. So these are YOLO Park AMK Mini G1 Transformers model kits. These are official images that YOLO Park have put on so that you can have a look at them and decide whether you would buy these little mini Transformers. Does it say on one of these pictures how big they are? I don't have the schematics myself.
Titan size.
Yeah, clearly. That's why they're called minis.
I've forgotten. I was on the
Titans.
website. They're like something like they're like, is it 15 cent? Oh, I can't remember. They're much smaller than
I was going to say 15 centimeters, quite tall.
Yeah, they must be quite small, 7-8 centimeters. It's on the website. Damn it! I've got the link in the Twitter account. I'll go and check.
Right.
Well, you're discussing that.
So there's Bumblebee. Obviously, it's all the usual. It's
That's
all
the weakest
usual
one,
things.
isn't it? The Bumblebee. The Bumblebee.
It usually is. Is this to kind of? Do you think this is to kind of? No, well, it's not really to rival Legends, is it? Because they're non-transforming, they're model kits. But it's just interesting that they're going for that size scale. They've obviously thought, hey, people will want this. There's Grimlock.
Yeah,
Doesn't transform.
Look at that. Hey. Gorgeous.
I think the box size is definitely 10 and 12 centimeter size, and I think that's the product size. So it's a bit hard to tell exactly what the size is. So they're probably
mini. We know that they're mini.
They're probably about 10 or 12. The models themselves, the bigger ones, were about 20 centimeters. So they're not a bad size, actually.
Anyway, I'm sure we'll find some more information on that as we get closer to the release date. MDLX Optimus Prime Year of the Dragon edition, which is gold, and has some nice tats, some nice tattoos. So there you go. That's what he comes with.
I thought you said hats.
No, tats. He might have some nice hats. I don't know. Let's have a look. Some lovely hats.
Snapback, a beanie.
There you go. Tats ahoy. Tats out for the lads. I mean, it looks pretty fierce. They still have no interest in me whatsoever. And
Is it Year of the Dragon? What's the year today? What's the Chinese New Year?
It's Year of the Dragon. Yes.
It's going to be Year of the Dragon. It's not Year of the Dragon yet.
Well,
and it's
yes,
going to be
it's
the Lunar
out.
New Year. Not I wouldn't really use Chinese New Year.
But is it in celebration of that though? Is that what we're saying? Is that why, or is it?
They do this every year. They always release.
This is news.
Questions, Hasbro or whatever.
Moving on.
Drink.
Anyway, 1,398
Right.
pieces worldwide will be released,
You are-
and you must contact your regional distribution people to find out if you're going to get it. And it seems to be really limited.
From the
really
previous
limited.
line, which is the Yellow Park little figures, though they are about 5 inches in tops. So Bumblebee will be about the same size as remember.
So what now?
We already said that.
Remember what? Oh dear, have we lost him? I can't see him because
I've just muted him because he was saying the exact same stuff we just said.
Oh, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Oh, here we go.
All right, should we move on? Right, a Trumpeter Weibo. We have pictures of the upcoming Bumblebee movie Optimus
Cheers,
Prime
lads.
Smart Kit model
Cheers.
by Trumpeter. So there you go. It's the Bumblebee movie Prime. It's another kit thing to build, I suppose. Easy to build model kit. Great. That's good news. There you go. I don't really know. I mean, I'm not into me model kits. Graham, what about you?
Yeah, I've got the YOLO Park ones. We had them at TFN, and I have to say they're really nice. And the Optimus Prime was gorgeous. I think I'll get the mini ones, but the big more expensive ones, I'm a bit like, eh.
Which one do you have,
The YOLO
Graham?
Parks are cheap.
Which one do you have, Graham? Which obviously the varying
I've got
scale and size. So.
I've got the YOLO Park, Optimus, Bumblebee, and Optimus Primal from the Rise of the Beasts, and we will be having stock in of Scourge, Nemeth. I can't remember which ones we've got. There's 3 more coming. Can't remember the next 3 releases are. They did well at TFN, so we'll take them.
What size are they? Sorry, what size are they?
So many questions. Thank you brought it, Pete.
Okay, measure out. They are about 8 inches, so they're decent size, and they pose really well. But obviously they're not like their hands don't move, but you can get multiple options for the hands to kind of choose different positions. So no, they're really nice. They put together really well, really enjoyable. They're more like a Lego than a model kit. They just kind of push together really easily. So I really enjoyed. I built the Primal first, and then went, oh, I think I'm just going to get the other two because it was a really enjoyable experience. So yeah, I would
Cool.
recommend them. I don't know about these ones, major, but
Well, we'll move on because some people in America have started receiving their Walmart exclusive 40th anniversary blasters. So these are some comparison photos which were taken by TFW 2005 board members Predaquan and Dark Jedi. They got much better names than me. Anyway, this is theirs. This was due for release in February, but you know, how often are we seeing this with Hasbro? Yeah, it'll drop in February. Anyway, here it is in fucking November. So here's some comparison photos. So the new one's on the right, old one's on the left. Okay. I think the plastic, the grey plastic looks better than that brownie grey that, you know.
The nostalgia kick, seeing the box and seeing that is just, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited about it.
It does look pretty good.
forward to the Soundwave as well. I think the Soundwave
exactly. Blaster, the poor man Soundwave. But, you know, he's there. We love him.
5 inches is never enough.
I was just going to say.
Why would you say that?
Dave made the point.
Here we go. Right.
It depends if you're giving or taking.
That's a good point, Graham.
So when's it enough for you when you're taking or giving? I don't point.
This might be for the discussion later. This is a calendar that's come out in America, at least in the dollar stores, I think they're called. So whether we get to see this over here, I don't know, but it's a G1 inspired calendar. So you can see
Poundland.
some of the artwork,
like Poundland, then.
like that.
Like
Well, I guess so. Yeah, it's like an American version of Poundland, if you prefer. So you can see the different artwork that you get on each month. You know, it's pretty nice. And apparently, it's only like $1.49 over there, so it's not like it's expensive.
I'm really sorry.
To get somebody to ship them over.
Look, sorry.
Is this a question? Is this a question?
No, it's not a question. It's a fucking statement. Megatron to all or one.
Sure, you know
Megatron to all or one. That's bullshit. He never says that.
He might say it, you know.
I've just got to say, I don't like Poundsland because, well, Poundland. I think they should call themselves Poundsland because not everything's a freaking pound.
It's an interesting point. That's an interesting point. Oh, there's some jigsaws as well, which apparently I've been seeing in UK discount stores, but although it doesn't say where.
We had them last year. They were in Home Bargains last year.
Bargains,
I've got that one, and there was a G.I. Joe one as well. I got both.
Well, there you go. So there's a 300-piece and a 50-piece version if you're a little bit struggle with the old jigsaws there. And then we had more from Studio Series Bumblebee Movie Voyager from the TFW 2005 member Trans Mimi. And this appears to be in hand photos of it. So, yeah. I don't know if these are in hand, but they've just got hold of them.
I will buy this outright.
Really?
You know, I don't like this design for him. His arm's too big and his head looks weird.
It's the head sculpt. The head sculpt looks shit. It looks too like what's it, Megamind? You know, the nom 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 nom, those little things.
But sometimes it's a bit of fantasy, and you know it's authentic, isn't it? It's like from the Bumblebee movie itself. So yeah, I'll be getting it.
I suppose if you've got Soundwave and the other Decepticons, you kind of got to get him to go alongside him.
Yeah.
There's his tank mode.
That's good. I like that.
They're just lazy, aren't they? It's just bullshit.
Oh, we've seen this enough times now. There's no point being shocked by it. It's, you know, we've had this for a few different shockwaves. And there he's standing up again. And
actually, that tank mode looks better than the rest of them. I actually like that tank mode.
I was actually thinking about what Graham said earlier. This could be a crossover with a sex toy, couldn't it? You know,
I'm sorry. When did Graham?
Yeah, and it could be going like that, couldn't it? Like
that. Crossovers, yeah.
Jamie, cut down
and
on
then, and then the Moff could tell us if it's taken or given when it's 305 inches.
Shall we do third party? I feel like we.
Oh, sorry.
Nice segue.
So one thing, Graham. When we said grow a pair, we didn't mean antlers, mate.
That's about the only thing I could grow out of my head. He had his on earlier as well. He ditched them.
Yeah, they're annoying me.
I would say I'm out of.
Believe it or not, this is the fun part.
I wonder if M goes on now. Anyway, let's move on. Like Toys Metroplex. So they've showed us some photos basically that show the size of him. So that that's just you fairly standard. You can kind of get an idea of the size, but then stick him next to a child because that's the best way to show off the size of him.
I may not be a child.
It's 6'2".
Have you noticed though? They just let him one eye hole. Look at it.
It actually looks like. Does anyone play Pokemon? It looks like that Pokemon which beat Ash in the. Okay, no one else does, so I'll
because no one watches cartoons.
And moving on. Right. Is this news, Alexis, or is this just that you found it interesting that it was a comparison?
I shared this. No, it's not news. I thought it'd be very good. It's good homage. So,
if you want to share stuff like this, do it. I told you, do a section. Do like an Alexis section where you do Alexis's interesting shit. And then you can share all, like your customers.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah,
but
that'd be great.
The thing is, Andy, if I did that, it's like committing to every week, right? So
you're right. What a nightmare that would be.
Oh my God.
Viewers.
So go back to the start.
I'm not going back. We're going through it. Come on.
You don't deserve to be seen by anyone.
So the first one was Captain Planet. It was like
we can see that.
It was. What was the second one? I missed it.
I thought you Karate Kid.
And it's like so that was Soundwave being the alternate Soundwave, and then we had Soundwave, and it was the alternate version of them, like
Cyclonus, the Shattered Glass version compared to
Shattered Glass. That's right.
What is this cup getting hot? Looking at this cup is making me hot.
Ooh. But isn't this? But correct, Graham, you're a fan of this sort of shit. Correct? Isn't it correct?
I just literally just grabbed it off my shelf because, like that, I like that because it was the Toxic Crusader. So I do quite like. I like the cleverness of doing something different with their boxes, making it stand out. I think even the ones they did that were homages to original comics are stunning.
Go back one, because that's from Desertion of the Dinebox. That is. That's when Spike and Harley.
There's one. I got one for you. Go back one. Fucking ask me some manners, son. Bloody hell.
Please.
Go on.
I like that.
It looks like he's wanking behind a corner.
He's hiding. That's how he lost his hand. We talked about this last week.
Oh, Graham's taking off his top. Yes.
wore it down to a nub. Anyway,
see that photograph there is the reason Shockwave didn't get the old letters. You got Grim Grams. You got like Dev did it as well a little bit. Dreadhead, who was the Power Master?
Dreadwind.
Dreadwind a little bit. Dreadwind a little bit, but no shock.
Merry Christmas, Lee.
No Shockwave.
Anyway, there you go. Oh, there's one more, isn't there?
Sorry, this was just a homage. I really love these photographs. This was Solomon from Team Reviews. He posted it first.
So cool.
That's very cool.
We've got some more. Is this New Age?
Yeah,
yes.
New Age. And if you want to get a good review of this, go see Matt on. My brain's gone.
I can't imagine why.
I think your brain was gone in March last year. I was pretty sure.
Cheers, mate.
Remember, kids, drink responsibly. Oh dear. Anyway, it looks small. That's what I.
It's this legend scale.
Teeny and tiny.
He's got a portrait in the bag, so that's okay.
There's some nice photos in a minute that show him with backgrounds, like the photos you'd take, Jamie.
What are you measuring? No, you're going. Yes, you could take.
It's measuring.
It's my gimmick.
Pete,
cultivating it.
Pete, how many cans are you down now? How many down now? You said you were down. You said you bought 8 cans tonight. How many?
I've done 82.
About the same as you, Alexis.
How I'm able to function.
So Deluxe Baldwin, if you want to go see a review of this, Deluxe Baldwin, Matt Baldwin, Deluxe Baldwin, he's the man for this. He did a very good review today. So
Excellent.
him.
Is Deluxe is sometimes in, so if he is, hello Deluxe. Right, we'll move on. Looking nice. And then this is Fans Hobby, isn't it, with a shattered glass version of the Armada Prime?
So they're releasing a whole new wave of TFs. So if you want to get the entire set in shattered glass, here's your opportunity. And they are solid bots. Way Fans Hobby always release solid bots. So
there's only 600 of these being released worldwide, though. So it's not like it's not going to be around. You wouldn't think for long.
No, they're very personal bots. So
what do you mean they're personal bots? Do they offer a service or something?
Not
they're very
personal.
polite.
No, not personal. Personable.
Again, I'm not sure you understand. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Okay. Moff, will you be getting these with PrimeTime Toys?
What, sorry?
Will you be getting any of these through PrimeTime Toys, do you think?
No, we won't get a chance at them. The kind of limited ones, we don't offer on them. Like the special ones, the TF Con ones, the kind of G2 colour ones, we didn't get off them. So I would imagine we get this.
Come on,
looks nice.
Help a brother out. Anyway, yeah, it does look good. I think I like the colours. I like the colour scheme. It does. Does really catch that shot. You can just paint any Prime shattered glass colours now, though. It's it's just the done thing, isn't it? Oh, I remember that time Alexis was moaning about Hasbro repaints.
Magic though, because it's just done so much now.
Well, it's like Nemesis Prime repaints though, because I kind of thought that about Nemesis Prime repaints, and then every time I see one, I buy it. So it's just you're like, oh, not another one. Yeah, I bought it then.
Stumbles into the web.
The last one I bought, I didn't even really want. It's just the color scheme that made me go. It was your bloody photo, Jamie, if you remember, when you had him in the moonlight as the standing on top of like the rocks and everything, and he was just stood there in the moonlight, and I just went, oh well, I've got to buy that now.
Was it
exactly? I thought he was going to say, was it arse?
Does he understand when someone's talking?
Is it Spark Plug? Is that his name? It doesn't matter. Anyway, you get the mini-con. And there he is. And he straps on. Wait, that's the wrong phrase. And then you can have the little base modes, and you can have the little garages for him. Oh, isn't that cute? And you pretty much go, oh, that wasn't part of the original Armada Prime, was it? Was it? I don't remember it. Anyway. It's all pretty cool. I'm guessing this will be super reasonably priced. And keep an eye on stockists that might be offered it over here in the I'll just order from the US. Or PrimeTime Toys, you never know, they might get offered some.
That's cool.
Is that battery-operated eyes?
As I say,
light up eyes, yeah.
It's good,
yeah.
So you can have glowing eyes watching you, if you have them in your bed.
Daddy's watching you.
Hey, it make a nice night light, right? So,
I mean, they'd be very small night light. Okay,
proper expensive.
So this was shared by Paul, but Paul's obviously not here and not able to be with us tonight, unfortunately. But this is Joy Toys Deathwing Terminators, Burn the Heretic, seeing as kind of we have a little bit. Do we still have that link up with Joy Toy? I can't remember Paul mentioning it for a while.
We're still there. Yeah, we're still there.
We support them and we like their works. Their works are very good. So if you're into your Joy Toy Deathwing Terminators, I know I am, then you can grab this set when it comes. Is it a set? I don't fucking know. It might just be one. Anyway, you can grab them. Oh, look, he's got wings. Anyway. What? Can't collect everything for fuck's sake.
They're not wings,
Don't
they're just
judge me.
antlers like
Anyway.
mine.
Antlers. You see the Christmas spirit. And that's the news. And I think we're all glad it's over. What did I just read? I have questions. Oh, if that doesn't sum it up. Right, what's next? Where are we? Is it pickups?
So
Jamie?
I think that question. I was just looking at Guzzy's asked the question. I think that's already been answered.
Yeah.
You asked, "Is Mitigate Red Fantasy coming to PrimeTime Toys?" And you said no.
Sadly not. Sorry.
Yeah, you apologise.
Yeah,
You say sorry now.
What kind of service are you providing?
Yeah.
These damn shops not buying everything I want.
Why I order?
Well, after that exceptional news,
We now return to the Transformers.
now we're going to be slightly off canter tonight. What I mean by that is we've got a random variable, which we don't know if he's completely sober, but we think he is. I don't know actually, we've got to test. But we're just having fun. And so the conversation is going to be trying to flow and just be a bit more crazy than normal, mostly because I've had a teeny bit of vodka into my brew and I'm a crazy rebel.
Jamie couldn't give a fuck.
So pickups, what have you picked up this week, Andy? Apart from those
Stomach bug, apparently. I know that's about it. No, because it's 2 days to Christmas, so I haven't got anything in hand at the moment. That sounds wrong as well. I haven't got any Transformers and no pickups at the moment.
Did you get the stomach bug the fun way?
Isn't that technically worms?
I'm interested for you to educate us, Jamie. What's the fun way?
Sex.
I'm not sure how you do it, Jamie. But
Oh,
Sex gives me the shit.
Sex always makes me.
I've collected all the good ones, typhoid, chlamydia.
Oh dear. Anyway, sorry. No, I haven't got anything. Not until Christmas Day. Hopefully, I might not have anything then. It depends if
You
Santa's
had no sex this week. Interesting. That's good.
Who's had no sex this week? Oh, sorry. Not your way. Definitely. You've been watching
Show me on the
Nails
Hulk.
One Cup too often. Sorry. Carry on.
Oh dear.
sorry. I just realised, Graham. Sorry,
Alexis.
can you?
Sorry,
Graham.
Alexis, I have a
Sorry.
question. Alexis, I have a question. Sorry,
wait,
I have a question.
Graham.
Sorry, I have a question, Alexis. You've got
No, wait,
glasses.
Graham.
He's got
I just
glasses.
realised.
Nobody else
I just
noticed.
realised, Graham, your code, mate. Can you just change that?
It's later. Yeah.
Your code will confuse people because my code's here, right? Your code's
It really
there.
won't. Not unless they're shopping at
Yeah, but
Love
mine's is for Love Honey. Jamie got a special sponsorship.
Yeah. As a loyal customer, their number
Do you
one
want to talk?
customer.
Do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk
I've got
about
the dildo I ordered. Has it got batteries? You have to crank it.
Clockwork.
Clockwork dildo.
Oh, that's a
No,
strange
mate.
movie. That one.
Have you ordered a windmill dildo? or a crack dildo?
How would a woman dildo?
There's a
work?
difference. There's a difference. Sponsored by Love Honey.
No.
I
Pete,
don't
what
even
did you
think it
pick
would
up
work.
this weekend?
Sadly, nothing. I'm afraid. So close to Christmas, I'm on a purchasing embargo. However, I did receive shipping notification that New Age cartoon coloured swoop is on its way. I'm very
Really?
excited about
It's
that.
not a fantasy. It's not a fantasy. It is a reality.
Genuinely.
Oh, Wi-Fi. Look this out.
Well,
Do they sell
I-
beer in Specsavers?
What?
Do they sell
They do
beer in
now.
Specsavers? Because I think you got your glasses this morning, and I think you've been in the pub.
I think you may have been as well.
I love that. I got my glasses at 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, I've had these 2 weeks. They fucking don't work.
well,
Right,
my cup's getting cold, so I
feel so
wanted to
fucking-
show
I feel
you
so
what
fucking
I
low.
picked up this week. And
Oh, what's that?
so,
Make it big.
That's the fuck off. I got a cup. I got this from Pete,
Don't hold back.
and lucky enough, I did prepare an image for what happens when you put in some hot boiling water or hot coffee
Beautiful.
into it. And behold, if you want hot by drinking from the hot cup, you certainly become hot fast enough.
Look at the horror on Unicron's face. What is he
And-
doing?
And if you keep putting hot stuff into it, the unicorn disappears as well, which is a masterful act, Pete.
Sorry. Jamie, you mispronounced it. It's called Unicum.
You didn't even know how the cup worked. You were
Oh
like
my
on chat, my cup's on the plane. And everyone's telling you, put something hot in it. And you're like, you're not the boss of me.
Yeah, and do you know what? I've stuck the cup. I've said that. I've said that to Sam. I said, Sam, I've got a black cup, though. I've stuck the cup in the cupboard where the family have drinks. So one day,
Really?
one day.
Did you really think he just sent you a black mug?
No, I know what.
You're a black sheep. You have the black mug.
I know what happened.
Black
I
mug
know
to
what
go with
happened.
your black
I
heart.
was oh fuck me. I was joking, right? You can see it on the but I stuck it in the cupboard where all the family has drinks. So hopefully one family will drink that, and Pete, and they will drink your goodness. I'll drink your unicum.
What?
Your unicum.
Oh dear me.
Oh.
It does make you realise how boring the last couple of weeks have been where he's been sober, doesn't it?
Yeah. But moving on, what have you picked up, Graham?
I've got a couple of things actually last week.
Blurry.
A couple of things that opened today. Greg and I had a little pizza lunch and opened some toys. So I got in this week from Fans Hobby from their Black Friday sale. This gorgeous fella, he is huge. Impressive. I've not transformed him yet, not the chance to, but very, very impressed so far. The ratchets on him, absolutely solid. Build quality is amazing, and he was 45% off in Black Friday sale. Was really good. So chuff with that, and then as an hour kind of wee chat. Like I also got the reactive set of Optimus and Soundwave, and I love Soundwave because Soundwave's awesome, but I have not been impressed with the quality of the plastic of it. It feels a bit cheap. But if I was just because I was had the Fans Hobby at the same time, but I've not opened the Optimus. I opened the Soundwave out because he's Soundwave. And then my favourite pickup of the week and of the recent times was I got Toxic Crusader Toxie, the new Trick or Treat version. I absolutely love my Toxic Crusaders, so I was over the moon with that. And I got a haul-related present. Not a present. I ordered some stuff for Toys R Us, and I decided I wanted a Jeffrey the Giraffe for my 80s shelf. So I'm going to bring this to TF UK Con and get Paul to sign it. And then Jamie, one for you.
By using what? Oh, he's just cut off. He's disappeared.
Yeah.
Andy, where are you?
Wait.
Where's Graham?
Oh no, we haven't got him. He's gone. What happened?
I don't know. He showed a giraffe. I don't know what he was about to do next.
And now you kicked him.
Okay,
You're ruthless.
Sorry.
Paul, from wherever he is, could feel.
Every time Alexis says sorry, we have to kick him. It's a new rule making up because he knows he's interrupted.
Everyone says, yeah, bring back Graham. Bring back Graham. Bring back
Graham. Sorry, boys.
Bring back Graham.
Everybody, even you just then.
Yeah, Graham's back.
So I was about to ask
my last
you,
pickup, Jamie, was this one for that.
I've got him.
Human Transformers.
Make him big.
So,
make him big. Make him big.
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to opening this up. The dog sculpt looks outstanding, so I think I'll open him over the weekend. With the two boys, I don't really get a chance to do stuff at Christmas, but that looks great. Looks absolutely fantastic. The G.I. Joe stuff recently has been outstanding, to be fair, so I'm really looking forward to that. And that's me.
Character is it, Graham?
Graham, I've had two questions, mate.
Martin Junkyard.
I've had a couple of questions, mate. Sorry, Jamie. Just 1 second. Make Graham begin. Graham, I have a couple of questions, mate. Well, one actually. Which is you're massive Ninja Turtle fans? Which is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Oh yeah.
So obviously to the left to the right, there's a lot of.
We're not interviewing him. He's doing his pickups.
No. What is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Graham, talk to me about what you did at school.
Point.
Tell me about your mother. Let's all go Sigmund Freud.
Talk to girls, just put toys.
Is it Donatello to your right?
Donatello. Yeah, Donatello's my favorite.
I have all the ones you got on there on your shelf. The ones to the right.
So I've got loads of Donatellos here, and then obviously like a mix of stuff. depending on the ranges. Yeah. Donatello's my favourite. I don't buy them all, I just buy ones I like that are cheap.
It's an impressive shelf there, game.
Thank
It
you.
has to be
Thank you
said.
so much.
Cheers, Jamie.
Shut up, Jamie. Shut up, Jamie.
Right, come on, Gobby. What did you get this week?
Yeah, go on. That's you, Alexis.
It's me. Oh, it's me. Oh shit, it's me. Oh, sorry.
He was so busy sat there. I told you.
So smug.
Yeah, shut up, JB.
I got this. I got Yellow Park Megatron.
Sweet.
Ooh.
I
look forward to seeing it. Tell me how that is. That looks good.
So can I explain my idea?
No.
Awesome. Right, so
You can't argue with that, can you?
no, you can't. But I'm gonna continue.
Go on, then.
Oh, that's not
by
my
the way. Not to argue, just going to ignore.
Right. So your Park Megatron is about 7 inches, and I think that the DLX Prime is bullshit. I like the DLX version of Rodimus. You know what I mean, Graham? Yeah. And I think that's pretty good. I also think the DLX version of Bumble is very good.
Oh yeah.
So there's
That's
a
a tine and a half.
It was
Okay,
really cold.
I was going
Okay,
to say,
right.
it's my photo, JB.
Right, so you got DLX, you got Flames Toys, you got who else? MDLX, who else are there? There's Yellow Park. There's like 3 or 4 different model kit teams out there which will build these fuckers, right? And they're all different scales. But how do you get them all the same scale? So you vary them, right? So I've got the MDLX, not too far away. The Rodimus Prime, right? You got the Flames Toys Rodimus, which is the IDW, right? You've got the DLX version of Bumblebee. What? Am I bullshit?
It's going somewhere, Alexis.
Right, I guarantee I will get the best scale Transformer line ever with all these things, right?
Okay, Alexis, I just have to play this quick video, which I forgot to do, so I'm going to do this before people start disappearing. You know,
Going to sleep.
1,000 subscribers.
this awesome video clip from, one of the main people behind TFUK Con. Look.
Hi everybody, my name's Luke, one of the guys from TFUK, also one of the guys that is bringing you TFUK Con. So I'd just like you all to know that tickets are still available for £30 to the end of December. As for guests, I'd just like to remind you all that we've got the legendary comic book writer Simon Furman. We also have another legendary comic book writer, Lee Sullivan. We also have Chris McFeely, who's also an amazing YouTuber and has an absolute fountain of knowledge when it comes to Transformers. We also have Lou Stringer, who is an epic cartoonist featured in the 80s comics, so I'm sure you'll all remember Combat Colin. We also have Toys R Us with us, who's also another YouTube star. Another chap who's also got a fountain of knowledge when it comes to Transformers. Just to let you know, we do have a virtual guest, which is the absolutely amazing Bob Budiansky. So you'll get to see the recording that we did for that. Just to let you know, we have some confirmed trailers, which will be Manic Miner Toys and PrimeTime Toys. The event's going to be held at the Strathallan Hotel on the 11th of May, and tickets and rooms are available if you go to the website www.primetimetoys.com /TFUKCon. Thank you, and I'll see you in May.
I'll just correct that. It's primetimetoys.co.uk /TFUK Con, just to be safe.
It was close.
Yes. If you give us an advert, we will often put it up, and I can post that on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that.
Why don't you
that's
the trunk?
TFUK Con.
These two scale perfectly.
The fuck?
They're different.
You
different
can't tell
brands.
from you just holding up the boxes, though.
No, I
Boxes
know.
don't really scale
So-
well.
No, the boxes don't scale for a start.
You are correct. So I will build Yellow Park Megatron. I will pose him next to. I have a plan.
Sorry
I
for
have a
interrupting
plan.
there. Someone's asked a question to do with the video. Because you asked is the problem with the hotel. They are getting some modifications and refurbishment, but they should be open and fine for me. They haven't said anything, and we'll obviously keep you up to date. Don't you worry.
I think if you
It's
check
already
from,
spoke
I
to him,
think
and he was aware of it. He says they will be open and ready for us for May.
So
They've just
Jack-
taken all bookings down just now to be safe. But yeah, you can still book your hotel
But-
through us for the con.
And Guzzy,
But yeah,
legend
will be
has it,
open, don't worry.
if you buy me a pint, there'll be no problems on that day.
so
Legend has it, if you
Oh,
walk
I
on
bet
the
they will.
corridors, you'll find Alexis
had-
trying to find his
so
way to his
Guz-
room at the end of the corridor.
Susie, as I mentioned, the hotel website is down, bookings is down. If you go from January 1st, it should be back
the end
up.
of the corridor.
But the other thing for pickups, we're doing pickups, right? Because I was still saying, right? The other thing, I'm building a fucking base. So
You were
I'm
building
building
this last time.
It's fucking big.
It's not a new
No, we're
one.
building it in
It's
2025.
fucking big.
Show us when it's finished. Show us when it's finished.
Get the video. When it's finished, I'll get the video.
No one wants to see
I
it mid-erection. Want to see it end. Get the final erection.
The final erection.
A man from experience there. No one likes a half erection.
Before he has the snip.
If you're going to see Graham, if you're ever going to see Graham in the flesh, never have a fucking half. Always
Pete,
go
have you just
full
discovered
erection.
Zoom on your
I'm so excited there, isn't
camera? Closer.
Yeah.
Other way.
When I move on from the tape measure, I'm just playing with Zoom.
This Pete is small. This Pete is far away.
But seriously, I think this is a scale. So your park,
We've got it. We will look forward to the video.
Oh, we look forward to that. And Alexis, I'm sorry we'll probably be saying goodbye to you. As we're going to be doing Rohan's Corner, and you go and see Sam and get some coffee in you, and then hopefully pop back on.
more coffee.
Once you get some coffee into you,
Very strong one.
definitely. Right, very strong. Okay, awesome. So we're going to do Rohan's Corner, and Rohan, the tight bastard. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I should pretend Rohan's a wonderful chap.
Reasonably priced Rohan.
No, Rohan's the
Rohan.
Absolutely love him and stuff like that. So he's got a
Yeah.
good review on.
RRP. You have RRH. Reasonably priced. Oh, that doesn't work.
RPR.
Yeah. Don't you talk after to me.
I'll be Rohan's helped me in many occasions when I've been after a certain chug which I couldn't get, and he's been awesome, and brilliant guy, really. So Rohan's
This is a
Corner.
tribute. Has something happened? No, I
This
don't
is
know.
not a tribute.
He's all right.
I can't remember what the original tribute was. I'm just trying my best, but the real tribute was much better.
This is not the greatest Rohan video. It's just a tribute.
Yeah, this is just a tribute.
You went to his other one. Love you, Rohan.
Rohan's
Jamie,
Corner.
Jamie,
Rohan's Corner. That show's awesome. Awesome. It's so awesome. Oh, so awesome. 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 Doesn't Rohan's Corner collect GoBots? That would be really late. One of the many robot franchises on his show. He treats them all the same. Awesome. 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 He's got a wall of fame. Awesome.
Hello and welcome back to Rohan's Corner on what is the final entry before Christmas. Wow, where has the year gone? I don't know. It's become one of those situations now where leading up to Christmas, I'm sure a lot of you are excited for some new bots that are coming through, hopefully. I mean, unfortunately in my household, we don't get or give, or should I say I don't receive bots for Christmas, generally speaking. So I'm not expecting anything new. I'm kind of in that sort of lull period right now where I haven't actually had anything new for a while and been kind of busy thinking about other things like the new car and life and whatever else. So I haven't really been focusing on bots for a while. And I do have a couple of things that are coming to me soon. We'll be receiving the new Siang, whatever it is called, Vladivostok Metroplex, the Legends class thing, which I know Border Studios got and loves, and RJ as well. So that'll be coming soon. And also the New Age Arc, which I'm really looking forward to, not building it, mind you, but actually receiving it. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But two things I wanted to talk to you about today. One is bots that you receive and you don't unbox. I mean, case in point, right over there is Ultra Magnus Studio Series 86. I received him a couple of months ago. I can't really remember, whenever the Amazon Prime sale was on. And I kept him in the box thinking, just in case the price actually goes down elsewhere, I can still return him to Amazon, because Amazon are pretty good with the returns, right? However, he has not gone down in price anywhere, and he seems to have dissipated. So technically I could open him up and play with him, but I just don't have the time, or don't have that urge at the moment. I don't know. Maybe I'm becoming like Paul, or, you know, I don't know. It's not just Hasbro bots either. I mean, I have been out looking for new bots at the usual places where they do good deals. You know what I'm talking about, the games and the TK Maxes and the such likes. But I've also received New Age bots. Yep, there they are, the New Age Dinos, Sludge and Swoop, and even my favorite manufacturer, Magic Square bots from Bruticus. I've got all of the elements of Bruticus now, and yeah, I haven't actually bothered to get them out and combine them, which is kind of shocking, I guess. But things have been really busy, I suppose, and then at the same time, I guess, like I said, I'm in that lull period at the moment. I don't know if you all are. I hope you're not. I hope you're enjoying the festive season and have got the Transformer, whatever the word is, I don't know, the mumblies, the ghoulies, the whatever. You're enjoying being surrounded by bots, and while I do totally appreciate what Jamie has said in the past about not having to have loads and loads of gifts, and not having to have something amazing like a Deathsaurus, which unfortunately is not coming to us before Christmas, to open up at Christmas, I still appreciate, you know, just having the odd bot, just the one little thing. You know, it could be a core class figure, who cares? Could be just a simple little Legends class figure, one Masterpiece class figure, whatever is your sort of choice of scale, bot, whatever, just something to play with at Christmas time, keep you happy. And I think one thing that is really positive is the Hasbro YouTube channel, which has been delving out doses of show week after week after week. And I know a lot of people have been messaging, commenting, saying that they really appreciate the way in which they are eking these episodes out for people to enjoy. And I think that is cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I didn't already have all the episodes on my computer, which I can watch at any time, then I would be really possibly eking into those. I also do need to actually watch the rest of whatever the last series was called, Cyberverse? No, it wasn't Cyberverse. Whatever the last one was called. And yeah, it's, again, I think we need more media. I think we need more sort of, whether it's TV show or, you know, film, or I'm sure there's some comic book stuff going on. Of course, I'm not the forte on that sort of area. Obviously, Transformers 1 is coming soon-ish, and I'm kind of looking forward to it based on what we've heard about so far. But I want to hear more. I want to get excited about it. I went to the cinema with my son the other day for the first time in forever, and I forgot how big the damn screen was. So, you know, I want to see the bots back up there and enjoying the limelight. That would be great, especially considering we've had some negative news recently from Hasbro having to cull, 1,100 of their staff, where, you know, they've had to make cutbacks. And you know, I've said this before, there have been some strategy changes at Hasbro in the last sort of 12 months following the new appointment of Chris Cox as CEO. Maybe even 18 months now, who knows. But yeah, obviously it's a change. It could be that there are certain things happening in the background, maybe we're going to see some sort of merger or aggressive takeout. Who knows? A buyout of Hasbro. That would be absolutely mad. It would make me absolutely mad for not having bought the shares back all the way back in 2005 or 6 or whatever it was, when I was pondering the concept and didn't manage to do it because of all the US laws around buying American shares at the time. But anywho, that is by the by. At the same time, we have 2024 to look forward to. I've seen a lot of people are receiving their Legacy United figures, especially the new wave that's been coming out. I think it is wave 1, isn't it? A couple of people have got the animated figures or Chase from Rescue Bots. I'm really looking forward to those. I would love to see Amazon come through on the really cheap deal that they actually put out, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to recline those prices. They're going to get them back to the normal price point, unfortunately, so they're going to cancel all the orders. But hey ho, we can all wish. That's what I'm looking forward to in 2024, alongside all the bits and pieces that I talked about last week. And that video that you saw me post up in the corner, which was basically all of my Transformers pictures for 2023, I'm going to slow that down and put that on my channel for you to enjoy. So if you wish to see that, go and check out Rohan's Corner on YouTube. If not, then do not, and continue to watch Transformers the show. I hope you've all enjoyed. I look forward to seeing you just before the new year. Back to the studio. True.
Sorry there, Rohan, I kind of cut you off there early. When you were doing your little... I've even forgotten what that's... Outro.
Sign off.
Outro. Yeah, sign off. Fucking English language and its stupidity. So, my PC was just acting up slightly there, so I've just been getting a blank screen. So I'm just... And I don't know where my mouse is. Find it now. Yes, everything is okay. So,
see you, Hodmas. Have a good Christmas.
Yeah, everyone seems to be going away and going to like cool stuff, and this is cool. We are cool.
Yeah.
Please like our video. So maybe
like, share, subscribe.
Yeah.
Click the notification bell.
Yes.
That's what they all say. I think it is.
Yeah. We might even pay you.
Well, hang on, hold on.
But thank you and loves and kisses.
We don't get paid.
Jamie will buy each and every one of you a pint at TFUK Con. There you go.
Oh, my kisses for you. That's what I'll be doing.
And he'll sing to you.
Yes.
Like a lullaby.
In fact, I will sing to you, and I'll only stop if you like the video. But I just wanted to share some photos, which I've done before, and it's basically of the snow. So that's sort of like festive kind of scene. So I just figured I would share some of these photos, which I've done in yesteryear and years gone by. And that is still one of my favourite sort of covers, sort of homage there.
Just while we look at your delightful photos, Jamie, can I just say to Dave, Mr. Nips, that I was only joking when I pulled you up on the jokey comment you put on. So I just want to make that clear, just in case there was any confusion and you thought that I was angry.
I mean, I love Bolts of Icon. It was a good time to ask perhaps the best question of the night on the show.
Sweet jeez.
But I was ready to kick Dave. I was going, 1 minute, we're the best show.
To be fair, Jamie, I'm surprised you didn't ask 2 questions. Anyway.
Your
photos, mate, look really good. Really good. And that needle nose, oh man, that's such a good figure. For such a basic figure in some ways, it's just so good.
So much character.
Are we doing a top 10 figures next week? Where we each show our top 10? I think we should, because that could be the discussion rather than like a foreplay thing. Let's just do a top 10.
Feels right for an end of year.
Yeah.
Amalgamate.
Just make sure we don't talk about each one for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because we'll be here till New Year's Day.
That to me is my most iconic cover. And it's also remember the story as well. You know, so it was like iconic Christmas story, and obviously it's released on the 26th of December,
beautiful
the day after Christmas. Brilliant. And there was a quick homage, nothing to do with Christmas, nothing festive about it all, unless you think Anal Probing's festive, but we're not really got a sponsorship yet, so we've not made that link. But yeah, so it's from The Invaders, the 1960s classic TV show, which I used to love, The Invaders. Yeah, so
Look at you.
classic
Colouring
homage
on
to
that, Jamie.
I was going to say,
Colouring.
I don't know this. This is before my time.
No, well, this I think it was 68 to 1970.
To be fair, a lot of these things were repeated on TV, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like BBC
And
Australia used to show a lot of
Land of
old
the Giants and stuff like that. Like all the
Yeah,
other
oh, yeah,
shows
Land
were
of the
all-
Giants.
Or the Time Tunnel,
Either
or
way.
a couple of leagues under the
Time
sea.
Tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple of leagues.
Couple of leagues.
We don't know how many.
Where are you going? Couple of leagues under the sea.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's random.
See where the tide takes us.
We haven't measured it.
It's an adventure. Where we end up, we don't know. It could be Wales, Milton Keynes,
But hopefully not
anywhere.
No, we love the French.
But basically, the invaders, alien beings from a dying planet, their destination, the Earth, their purpose to make it their world. And I kind of always thought of the Transformers like that. And anytime I saw Cosmos, I always thought, yeah, the invaders.
Have we lost Pete?
No, I'm here.
No, Pete's there. Pete's still there. He's just in voice only because he's getting naked. He's taking some clothes off.
He's gone Christmassy.
Yes.
Before, to be fair.
He's setting up his OnlyFans.
Well, we've had the mug. He's got the merch.
Would you call me?
Oh dear.
Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be doing some foreplay action.
Oh yeah.
We're doing the socials this week.
Work those eyebrows.
Oh yeah.
These are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join in.
Andy, would you like to go first, my good man?
Sorry, I was miles away for a second. Oh, we're doing foreplay, aren't we? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's the favourite Christmas gift, right? So
Yes.
I'll do them quick. Because
No, slow it
the one of
down.
I don't have with me at the moment. So all right, I'll do it slow.
We've got 57 minutes to kill.
We'll do that. How many times have we said that? We're still sat here at like 10:30. I'll go Generations Metroplex. One Christmas with Claire, we went to do some Christmas shopping, and we were in Toys R Us in Leeds, and it was there. And I was just kind of, as you do, I was just thinking, oh, fucking, I'd love to have that. And Claire just said, do you want that for your Christmas present? I was like, yes. Straight away, she bought it. So that'd be one. So there's the wife one, you see. Got that one out the way. And the other one has to be G1 Scorponok. And I've told this story so many times, so I'm not going to go over the story again. It's just got to be G1 Scorponok. It was my only Titan when I was a kid. Although they weren't Titans, but you know what I mean. The only city part, and it was one of my favorite characters, and I loved him in the comic book. And it's Scorponok. If you have not experienced this toy properly, then you have to experience it. You know, it especially if you can get a copy in good condition. I mean, mine is played with. I would never deny that. So it hasn't got perfectly stiff joints and all the rest of it. It's such a good toy, and in every mode it looks good. And I just love him, and he will stay with me along with G1 Double Dealer forever. That's about it, really. Do I have to tell? Do you want me to tell the Christmas story again? Because I have told it a fair few times. People who've watched surely know. Basically, my dad stood on it, broke the stinger. My uncle came up, fixed it with some super glue. Story over. Scorponok.
The abridged version.
I can go through the full story, but I just feel like we've told the story so many times. Like when we talked about Scorponok, I wish, if I thought on, and I do apologize, Jamie, because it's a good discussion. I wish I'd thought, because my mom still has the photo from that Christmas day where we're all having a family photo together, and I've got Scorponok in front of me, and you can see I've been crying. I'm not smiling at all, and I'm quite obviously upset. And my dad looks furious behind me because he was the one who stood on it, and then got a bit angry when I was upset. We've discussed it, and now it's brought up every single Christmas to embarrass him. So in many ways, I feel like I got my revenge. Who's next?
Pete.
Andy has inadvertently stolen my thunder. But for me,
he doesn't have to be in
Right,
for
were
one.
you there? Were you there
for
when
me-
that happened?
He was there. He stood on it. He's my dad.
it was actually meant for me. No, mine. I have a different Christmas story. I was ploughing through the presents, ripping boxes and paper, and I remember my dad had broken his ankle, so he was sat on the sofa, and as I got to Scorponut's box, obviously it was a massive box, wasn't it? And it's wrapped up in you know, you're 6-7-year-old on Christmas morning, and you're steaming into it, and he's like, "Don't you rip that box!" So I've got this massive box as a 6-year-old, and I'm opening it very gently, because he wanted obviously me to keep the box, you know, so there was somewhere to put it. But I just remember the colours and the size, and I don't even remember what I got the rest of that year. It was just G1 Scorponut.
Did you actually open it really gentle as a kid?
Well, he got threatened by his dads.
Yeah.
What a jolly
It was
Christmas
fun.
story. Dads aren't coming out of this too great.
Yeah, the Christmas spirit was rife at the time. But I was just amazed. I was just amazed, and when I got the opportunity, because that's not the original one I had when I was a kid. When I got the opportunity to get it back, it's probably one of my favourite G1 toys, if not my most favourite G1 toy. So that's my Christmas memory.
What was your favourite Christmas present from Emma?
That's
your girlfriend, just in case.
Unique toys. Unique toys. Alan,
the one who loves you, who supports you.
All right, fuck's
You
sake.
remember her?
Yes.
What's her name again?
Sarah.
Sarah. Oh yeah.
No, unique toys, Alan. Because it was around the time where there was that what was that program on BBC One at like 5 o'clock on a Saturday where the celebrities would do voiceovers over animals, and they had a gopher, or was it a meerkat called Alan? You know, everyone would be going, Alan, and it just a meerkat like stood on its hind quarters and stuff. Well, anyway, it was a running joke in our house. And then I got Unique Toys Alan, which is their version of Springer. So that's my favourite Christmas present that she bought.
Apart from that story, I want. Yeah, good. Oh boy, nice thing.
Yeah.
Genuine.
I'm going to piss all over yours regardless. Watch.
Jamie just disrespecting. Let's
go. Better start off with a good opening then. Moff.
My favourite one as a kid was Metroplex. Like, kind of like everybody has that bit of something that size. Like before that, most of the stuff I had was the kind of mini bots, and to have something like that was something that, you know, I had to play set then that the mini bots could get in and out of. I remember just thinking, going, this thing is huge. And actually, like, it's not huge. Like, it really isn't. Metroplex is not massive. It's what pretty much size he's with Ultra Magnus. He's not massive. But as a kid, I just was like, whoa, this thing is incredible. And the play features on him. And yeah, he's absolutely stunning. I don't have my original one. I had the same problem many people had where it broke in the middle. I think that was a quite common issue for him, breaking in the waist. But I have since picked one up, and then I picked up a KO just to have the box, because it's just that I remember just opening it up and sitting looking at it, and kind of still, like you said, my dad was going, "You're not going to open it," and I was always in awe, like, no, I don't actually know if I want to open it. I'm just sitting going, can't believe I have this, and it just. So yeah, Metroplex always holds a special place in my heart from that. I absolutely love them. And the picking up that recent Legends gave me the feels again, actually opening it up and seeing something that it looks very similar to what the G1 toy looked like, and a lot of similar features. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to get one of these massive 4-foot ones, mind you, but I'm quite happy with the original one, and the Generations one's great. Like, I remember getting that and thinking, that's a great update of it. It's a big beast of a bot.
It's interesting you said about like not opening it straight away, because I think I was exactly the same. I'd sit and just look over every last square centimeter of that box and just look at the artwork, and I'd read that text specs over and over again and just be amazed by that before I always just sliced the the sellotape on the side, and then be very careful. That's how I kept the boxes and everything from my G1 toys. Whereas other kids would just like rip the fucker apart. And...
the battle scene for that, like looking at the battle scene,
that was right, Pete. That was right.
I know, Pete, ruin it. Yeah, the battle scenes on the back of them, it just being like,
amazing.
Who's in that? And,
exactly.
You know, and I just that I like. It's interesting. I heard somebody talking about. It was on the Triple Takeover. They were talking about the Nemesis and saying, if I had a window box, I'm sure it was Liam said, if I had a window box, it maybe sell to kids better. I'm like going, but our big city box didn't have that when we were kids, and it was your imagination getting it and almost having that pause to go, what is this going to be like? What am I going to do with this? And then start thinking about that battle scene in the back. Always made me kind of think, go, I can't wait to get X, Y, or Z toy to have recreation.
And he meant stalkers.
The battle scenes on the back, it was when you got a new one that had a battle scene or something you hadn't seen, you were just picking out the characters and trying to fit like that Red Tracks, and I've heard that discussed on Triple Takeover and in other places before, and like we're all like, hey, that's Tracks, but he's red. Is it Tracks or is it someone else? In that debate until we find out it was supposed to be a different character.
I think for me it's that the Headmaster one where they've got Fortress Specialist. If you ask more ones,
I Prime one with the pretenders that made them look so much cooler than they were. And
actually, fair. Great shout.
And it's just great artwork as well. But all of them were brilliant. All of them were amazing.
You know, it's phenomenal because when I look at that artwork of the Pretenders, you'd almost think it was done in this era. And it just goes to show how good the artwork actually was back then.
And how well it sold.
The artwork in the boxes of all the boxes. I always think of the Masters of Universe boxes. The art name are just terrible.
And they didn't have the powerful graphic computers we have today, do we?
No. But it did all the heavy lifting for selling the toy. You take that and the tech spec, and in your imagination, that's how you saw the toy. Even if it was like crappy G1 Wheelie, you'd just see. Actually, the artwork for Wheelie was crap. That's not a great example, but for the most of the other toys, it was always that thing. Wow, this is amazing.
I think for me, looking back, listening to you guys, kind of sentimental to me because it was a present I got from my mum. There's not many presents from my mum I actually remember or recall, but Metroplex was it. And I remember we did a discussion a couple of weeks back when I talked about my best Titan bought, and that was definitely Scorponauts by far. But Metroplex to me was the first time I think I'd actually really received a Christmas present. What I can recall or remember.
Yeah.
And it obviously came from my mum, so it kind of made a little bit more. And I opened it on Christmas Day, and I was a bit stupid, I know it was from my mum because it was a big box, and it said there. But with other presents, I just looked at the name, Jamie Mines. I didn't look who it came from, so I had no clue where all the other presents came from because I was just so impatient opening stuff up, and I was playing stuff out, and my dog was taking fun, and I remember opening the box, and I had Metroplex out. I'd virtually ripped that box open. Had Metroplex out, and then my dog was looking at me, and she was Roscoe was chewing on the wires of the Christmas tree, and so I, obviously as a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old, I went, stop that, Roscoe, come here, and Roscoe came here, but he still had the wire in his mouth, so he came running to me with the wire in the mouth, so the Christmas tree came collapsing down, and I'm buried underneath the Christmas tree. The dog's on top of me, thinking it's trying to save my life, even though it's the one that brought the Christmas tree down. And and I'm still like kind of holding a Metroplex. I'm holding a Metroplex.
Save the toy.
And I got a tree, and I'm obviously only about 4 or 5, so I can't even move. So I had to call for help. And stuff like that. But so my mum was.
Imagine if the electricity started a fire on the tree, you'd be like something from a freaking Griswold film.
Oh yeah, well, I was lucky we had my mum hadn't, she hadn't obviously she switched off the Christmas lights and stuff like that. But I always remember it was always like you're staying up to try to see Santa and stuff like that, and obviously you just get tired. But as soon as it's like 5 o'clock, or when you wake up, if it's 4, 5, or 6, it doesn't matter. You're straight to that tree. So I was obviously like one in the first day, and my parents are, just both still sleeping away. So I always remember that. And then it was just a fun because I don't know, but I just recall Metroplex where, you can just see him behind there, the G1 there. He just seems so easy to transform. He was a big bot, and he didn't seem overcomplicated. There was nothing like, do you know when you get like the chugs now, you've like some bits you need to like really use force or stuff. He just seemed an easy bot to transform. Like they really had designed this for kids, not for people who freaking work out all the time or really weird physical malformities in their hands so they can get into these crevices to move out certain bits. It was just a really good bot to transform, and he looked really cool as well, the silver face, and and the fact that the guns made up a bot and the little car made up a bot. And I've even got the little car as well, really complete.
Scamper.
Scamper.
It's a nightmare in it. Has we gone?
Yeah.
That's impressive, mate. That's impressive.
And he's got the little gun as well.
Apparently, it's a welding torch. It looks like a bloody gun, so it's a gun.
Scamper. And I swear Scamper is on the Transformers the movie UK poster. I know there's always a discussion.
Yeah, there's the little black car.
Yeah. I'm sure that's Scamper.
That's what I thought every time I saw it as well.
I remember years after learning about the aspect you could put the combiner limbs into the ports. I never understood as a kid what the ports were for, and then I don't know if it was. It definitely was before internet time. I'm sure it was one of my friends told me, and I was like, "What?"
Because it wasn't publicised, was it?
Yes, but
you could use the leaders, couldn't you? They all had like a little base mode,
like a base mode,
and then you could link them to it to make a little city.
Even Onslaught.
Motormasters wasn't too bad actually. Motormasters.
Obviously, my best present I received was Unicron from Mayline. So, massive shout out to the little midget. Thank you, Mayline.
There's no way to talk about the Chaos Bringer. I mean Unicron, just to be clear. Chaos Bringer. That's a good nickname for Alexis from
Mayline, actually. I think I'll use that.
Either or.
Okay, so now socials.
We were meant to sing that.
I know, and I just go. Then I get a bit shy.
And you remember we can't sing.
Yes, and I've got no talent.
To be fair, that hasn't stopped Rohan. Oh, I'm joking, Rohan. I'm joking.
That's why I'm such a bitter, twisted.
Actually, I'm really not. Millie Chaos Bringer. Right, go on then.
Right,
Socials.
So I'm just
mate.
going to
What
look
is
at socials. Let's see, artist stage. So this is the socials. Dress for less, and I think it was just someone having a little go at Pulse, where you can get Tomorrow's Ross figures today. So I thought that was quite witty and quite funny. And we've got a nice picture there of Sammy. I do like Sammy's artwork. Sometimes he even has some pictures which have nudity in it. Not the reason why you should follow him, but not
a reason not to.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone loves boobies.
I actually have parental guidance set up in my Twitter account. Just
I'll set it up for you.
Yes.
I've seen who you follow. You don't have parental guidance.
Oh, that's nice. I like that one.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you mean on Transformers the show?
That's a good homage to the event.
Oh, that's great picture. I've not seen that. That's excellent.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Mixed dog. Anytime I see an animal come across the timeline, it just cheers you up, doesn't it? It just cheers you up.
That is a beautiful dog.
Mixed dog out.
Shout out to Mixed
It's
Dog.
amazing how dogs and cats will love you unconditionally. And I've seen a picture of Mick, so that truly is amazing.
Love you, Mick.
Poor
and here we have Graham showing some vintage stuff again. He just drops his G1 vintage bombs, doesn't he?
I love this.
I love Graham Thompson. It's the fact he's rebuilding his collection. He's seeking to sell it all off, and he's rebuilding his G1 collection. It must be fantastic to do it again.
However, as he's got point blank with a spoiler, he's gone down in my estimation.
Oh shit! Am I in the chat? I'm sat behind the scenes, like. All right.
Yeah. You're
Can you appear on the screen, Alexis?
That was that. In my head, I got, just call me Angel in the morning. This is amazing. I love this. Sorry. Just call me Angel in the morning, angel.
We should just get Alexis to sing the song and just record a voiceover. That'd be interesting.
You can't because he's 5 minutes behind.
You've never been on a night. You get an idea right now.
Plastic crack. This
Sorry.
guy's hit it again. A fantastic photo there. Some third party stuff, so I'm a bit biased about that. But, a good picture, a nice Christmas stuff he's done. Yeah, and I just
Ravage with the trees, brilliant. That's great. I really like that.
It's a really good one. Yeah. Bit interested. I haven't got anything better than that, but and then we've got someone just picking up some stuff. I always like that when people just show simple stuff they've got. You know, I received this today.
Box porn.
That's a hell of a bloody mail call, though.
Yeah. And then you can spy on the rest of the stuff they've got. And you just
HasLab GI Joe and HasLab.
Is that a HasLab piss tank?
I believe it is, isn't it?
Oh,
nice.
Looks like the packaging for it.
And if you subscribe to Jamie's A fans, you'll get the same experience.
Somebody's not on a pre-Christmas embargo, are they?
I do apologize for showing some pussy tonight, but here we have
that pussy.
Oh yeah.
Roll cat fans here. Roll cat fans.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
And here's some fan art. I do think that this is probably their work. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. But yeah.
Zoom in on the crutch.
I just think it's good when when you just see just sort of random stuff out there. I thought this was a good joke, claiming that she was going to be the voice of Buzzsaw, the Asian Chris Pratt, which is basically the movie that's supposed to be released.
I actually quite like the films I've seen her in, but with that voice, she could actually probably do a Buzzsaw. That might actually work. Imagine if it turned out to be true. That'd be brilliant.
I mean, if some directors reading Twitter and says that's a good idea.
Are you gentlemen saying she's less Chris, more?
It started off well.
Trailed off a little in the middle. Less than about the ending.
That's what Sam says.
And here we have some more vintage stuff.
Sorry, guys. I broke up there. Did you guys get that?
No,
I love
you're
that.
You're going for a tunnel of despair. So we're
loving that picture.
I know. The joke as well. The cats and dogs living together. Sheer hysteria.
The best duo, I think, in Transformer history. Really.
Oh dear.
Especially the best duo when it comes to the backstory they had. Because we read the backstory, we lived what they went through. And then we saw how devastated Karnavak was and how he had his revenge. When you look at it, this is an epic tale which can be made into an anime.
Hang on a minute. Wait.
I think if they're going to do an anime, they should do it in the tale on these two guys.
What? With cats and dogs? Like when they were spies?
No, Karnavak and Katilla.
The only thing is, Katilla's death was just like for a sword through the side. I mean, that must have been one hell of a bloody shot. It must have hit a spark or something because they didn't have them back then because they never mentioned it.
I've got to be honest with you. Do you know who's ruined that? Fucking Disney. Disney, where the characters seem to get stabbed with a fucking lightsaber and they seem to be okay. Even though it's went through the intestines and gut. It's like, this is okay. Before that
Anti-capitalist. That's but a scratch.
Yeah, that sense.
I would go as far as to say is that Karnavak mold for the Pretender shell, I think, is the closest likeness of any G1 toy, I think, to the comic media. That Karnavak mold, you believe it's straight off the comic, don't you?
Yeah.
Even when you look at the headmasters, target masters, all the other pretenders, they're not as believable as Karnavak.
I agree.
It's amazing.
I agree.
Yeah.
That Karnavak mold is the closest I've ever got without staring them in the eye to my mother-in-law.
That was a mother-in-law joke for anyone who just missed it. You don't have Karnavak. We remember we that out.
I live it.
Hey, is the season. Dear.
So what else did we have? And yes, he's always given it's just good photos. I mean, he's kind of like Plastic Crack as well. Always just different photos every day. You know, it's the constant production which these guys do, which always amazes me.
That looks like,
and they keep the quality as well, which I think is brilliant.
That's some great artwork there.
That's awesome, man.
Yes.
I'll say the last photograph of the three of them, like straight out of Compton. I really like that as well. So
straight out of Cookham.
It looked like
straight out of Cookham. Been here for years. And that's just in the pubs.
Yeah,
that is great artwork.
Yeah.
That's awesome, that is.
Yeah.
There are a lot of talented people in the fandom, aren't there?
I wish I had some form of artistic.
Sorry, that's is that Steve Cook? Is it? I got my eyes. Where are my glasses?
Steve Cook at SDC, Mr. Jazz.
He posted in Transformers UK forum as well. Exceptional artwork. And I mean, as a toy photographer, obviously we put in a lot of effort. But you know, when you think about the people who draw stuff like this, the hours they go into, you know, it's just amazing the stuff that they can do. And
we call it colouring, but you know, to get the shades and you know the different tones and stuff, that can take as much time as the artwork. It's just a skill.
Yeah,
that I do not possess.
And what you'll find is they will do different versions. They'll have a cleaner version. They'll have a version which is more murky and more realistic. I mean,
dirty version.
Maybe not.
That's for the only
generally show Alphire's stuff because when it comes to the social stuff, because obviously it's all about other people and not the sub Transformers the show team. But I really enjoyed this. It was good, and we also got to see him because he was showing some pictures beforehand and what he was trying to do, and it just reminds me of that sort of the annual I had rather than the cover, because I don't think I had the issue 1 originally, you know, until much later on in my adult life. But I had the complete works, which was the cover.
This is the cover for the complete works, isn't it? This is the recreation of it, and it's great.
Yeah, and I just think it's brilliant. And I admire anyone who tries to do cover recreations or scenes from the cartoon or scenes from the comic, which just draws you back to when you were a kid and it hits all the right notes. And
I mean, I dislike a lot of his ideals, but I think his artwork, this I think I agree with you, Jamie. He's done a great job with this. But don't tell him, eh?
Yeah, well, he's not going to watch.
He probably won't watch this.
No,
we'll find out if the bastard watch the show.
Yeah. He only watches the ones. He only watches the ones he's on. He only watches the ones he's on.
Prison changes a man. Anyway,
I can be your hero, baby.
You can be my hero and not get so close to the mic.
Oh yeah.
I mean, sometimes Alpha did fight off the gangs, but not always.
Let's go full Shawshank.
My breath away.
Anyway. But an exceptional photo from an exceptional individual. And I want to say another thing about Alpha is, like, sometimes people always ask me about my toy photography, who pushed me forward and stuff. And I've got to say, a lot of stuff comes from Andy. You know, always being there as a crux to fall on. But Alpha really has helped me a lot in the past, giving me ideas and you know, and saying that I should get my own insignia and stuff like that, Storm Toy Photography, you know, and it's, so I owe him quite a lot. So I just wanted this, because sometimes you find it hard to give compliments to people when they're there. So much easier when they're not there, isn't
especially
it?
When they're dislikable.
I'm joking. And you know they're not going to watch the show.
You're not going to watch this. So I'm going to.
I love you, Alpha. You're my boy.
Jamie. Sarah's asked me, not Ian, because he doesn't watch the show, but Sarah's asked me to put the worth into much value so she can actually make accountable for you. So, what would you say, Ian's?
You start off here and he goes over there.
What?
He's the king of digression.
If you Jamie, if you could put Ian's worth in monetary value, what would you say it's worth?
Ian's
Sarah's
worth
asking,
in what?
Well,
I'm
Sarah's
thinking
asking, so.
Ian's advice, Ian's support. What would you put it in monetary value?
Oh, monetary.
I don't know why.
Monetary. Sorry.
Priceless.
Monetary.
Because I think
Monetary.
what
Too well.
Fuck me, these two are fast, aren't they?
if I could answer the
Reading it
question,
off a script.
if I could answer the question, I would say when you get advice from anyone, it's priceless. It really is, because they didn't need to give you that advice, and that advice could take you in directions you would never possibly imagine. And sometimes it's a push or the confidence booster you need. Sometimes it's just the idea you need, because sometimes you're trapped in a box. You can be trapped in a way of thinking, and sometimes these people help to unlock that, and they set you off in a path in a new direction for your journey to continue and for your journey to grow. So when people give you advice, doesn't matter who they are, what walk of life they come from. Appreciate it, because it is priceless.
This is a court of law, and we'll see it.
But if you did have to put a money value to it,
a fiver. You have to. £4.27.
Is this you building up, Pete, to seeing how much it would cost to see you fully naked?
Not as much as you'd expect.
I like how Pete's in the centre and he's still in the centre. It's like, what's missing?
About $3.50.
not even that much, to be fair. A can of icebreaker.
Or a few.
You're dead to me, Dave. After you said Icons Vault videos is better than Transformers the show. Dead to me.
I love the fact that Dave shall forever be known in our group as just Nips.
Look, boys, it's the man. Vaults of Icon led with the fucking premium, right? The first person on that show was the fucking best. And then let's end there.
Ed,
right?
he was excellent. I agree.
It was kind of hot. But anyway, now we're going into a discussion, and now the discussion is twofold. Basically, it's about the best Christmas story or movie out there. So there's a lot of leeway here. And also,
sorry,
what would we remove from the Transformers fandom or lore if we could? If we could bin it, what would it be? And then everyone else has to vote to see if we agree. But first of all, let's just talk about the stories. What our favourite stories are. Now for the intro.
We now return to the Transformers.
Andy, take us away.
Where am I taking us? Oh, sorry, am I doing a story?
Yes.
Great Christmas stories. Die Hard. Sorry, but I love Die Hard.
Yeah!
I don't care that it's an action film and it's not really. It is it's set at Christmas. They're both set at Christmas. I'm sorry to be that guy that just drops Die Hard straight in there, but I was watching it the other night, so it's in the end, and I didn't realize I was going first. So
Andy,
Die Hard,
I agree.
Die Hard.
I agree. I will go.
Have you seen
the
it's not an well, it is an advent calendar. The one that's the Nakatomi Plaza.
Nakatomi Plaza.
With Alan Rickman on top, and every day you move slightly further down as he falls.
I see it every year. Too late to buy it, but yeah.
Dave Barrow, if you're watching, Dave, that is every year he posts his photos every day of his advent calendar. It's just genius.
So Andy, a friend of mine who's a media teacher, been a media teacher for like 20 years, right? He lives and breathes. He's my D&D. He's my DM, right? He is Mr. Media. He knows everything, right? I said, Die Hard is my Christmas movie. He said, it's not a Christmas movie. I said, fine. What is? He goes, there's no such thing. What do you mean? He goes, it's something brought upon media, built upon lies, a throne for the lies, as you said, right? I said, what makes a Christmas movie is the fact that it's a movie, not just set at Christmas, not just have a Christmas theme, but it's over the Christmas period that references Christmas all the time.
That's
and therefore,
not true.
Wait a minute.
Give me an interest in Christmas movies.
Die Hard. Die Hard. Sorry. Wait a minute. Die Hard is Christmas Eve, and it references Christmas all the time, all the way through, right? Therefore, Christmas movie.
Isn't one of the Lethal Weapons set at Christmas as well? Because
it opens with the
Jingle Bell Rock.
Is the Weapon 2? Is it like she's not one of the girls not like in?
Yeah, she ended up taking a nosedive off her.
if it's set over the Christmas period and Christmas, not if it's set, not if okay, right. The disillusion is right. If it has a Christmas scene, if there's a scene in it, that's Christmas.
I love the science behind whether it's a Christmas film or not.
Well, see, this is. I'll give you an interesting one, right? So my favourite Christmas movie is Santa Claus the movie, but the majority of that's actually set in July or something because it's Christmas too.
Yeah.
So actually, like almost, I mean, it obviously starts at Christmas because they do the real Christmas, then they go Christmas too. But it's Santa Claus the movie. Like, does it get any more Christmassy than Santa Claus the movie?
Right, we do get Christmas scenes in that, don't we?
Okay, Graham, I'm gonna argue there, right? What's more Christmas than Santa Claus? 3, 2, 1. Fuck all. Right, exactly.
Pair of fucking baubles.
Again,
now I have a machine gun. Oh ho ho.
Yeah.
What's your favourite story, Pete?
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. The best Christmas film, the funniest Christmas film.
It's definitely funniest. Yeah.
All-star cast. Chevy Chase at his comedy best. I think he was underappreciated. Has the guy that went on to be one of the main characters in the kid in the Griswold family went on to be one of the main characters in the Big Bang Theory.
I didn't know that.
Possibly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Who was that?
Is that the one who plays Leonard Hofstadter?
Yeah.
Johnny Galecki or something. His name is that right?
Yeah.
Johnny Galecki.
I didn't know that. Who was he in Lampoons? Who was he in Lampoons? I didn't know that.
He was the old drunk uncle. Who do you think he was? He was a kid. He was the son.
I'm gonna find my brother. I'm gonna find Christian. Did you know Christian? Christian, did you know? Who was that?
Mute him. Kick him.
Anyway, Pete, you were saying.
And for me,
Hello,
quite
mate.
possibly.
Did you know that the guy in National Lampoons
Kick him.
was the guy in Big Bang Theory, the son?
We are live on the internet.
In the interwebs.
Two funniest bits on the where Clark works. It's kind of a kind of household development company, and they make this sheen, and they're at the top of this hill, and they go sledding. And he puts this new sheen that they've been working on, and he goes down at water speed.
So good.
I watch it every year, and I nearly die with laughter every time I watch it. And not that I've got anything against cats, but when the cat chews through the electricity wires, and there's just a scorch mark underneath the chair. Even thinking about it now, it's just hilarious. It's for me, it's one of the, if it's not the best Christmas film, it is like top 2.
You not just root for him. You just root for him. You just want him. Yeah. Like you're just like, come on. You almost want to watch it, and it just changes slightly because you're like, oh, come on, the guy's got such bad luck. So
everybody loves those films though, where you've got somebody who's kind of a little bit like up himself in some ways, but no matter what he does, no matter how hard he tries, no matter how good his intentions are, it goes tits up, and you get that like in so many comedy things. It's it just works. You like to watch them fail, but you root for them, so they in the end they get a happy ending.
It's like when he's fantasizing about having the pool in the back garden and stuff. It kills me. And do you know what? A Christmas film, it puts a smile on your face whenever you think about it or watch it or talk about it. And National Lampoons is quality. It's top tier for me.
Do you know, that's actually some good choices there, and I just hadn't really thought about them. I know you mentioned your film, but did you want to talk a bit more, Moff?
Santa Claus the movie, yeah. Santa Claus movie is the. So I always think when you think of your favorite movie, song, whatever, surely it has to be the one you've watched the most. So that's why I always say Transformers the movie is my favorite movie of all time because I've watched it more than anything else. So Santa Claus the movie I watch it every year, and I look forward to watching it every year. And like we probably watch Die Hard most years. We watch Home Alone most years, but like every Christmas Eve I watch Santa Claus the movie. Like it's not Christmas Eve unless I've watched Santa Claus the movie, and I genuinely look forward to it. I think Dudley Moore's brilliant in it. John Lithgow, what an actor he is for the range. You think of his Third Rock for the Sun, like how funny he was in that, how maniacal he was in some of the 80s films, including Santa Claus the movie, and then how I watched Dexter and how devastatingly creepy he is in that. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's just such a great movie. And then even when I get older and I realised that like Mickey from Rocky's in it, like I was like, I never clicked that was Mickey.
Regis
until I was
Meredith.
much older.
Yeah.
And obviously it's G.I. Joe as well, so he's Transformers. But yeah, it's it's a film that makes me happy every time I watch it. The sadness is my kids don't really like it because they're just a bit like it's a bit too old. It's
very of its time, I think.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it
think-
is.
yeah.
It is. Whereas they'll watch Home Alone's the one that we watch as a family the most, and they'll
Yeah.
sit and watch, and you know that they watch Spirited with Ryan Nelson. They'll enjoy that. I wish they would enjoy that. They
I love
watched
Spirited.
Gremlins with me and I enjoyed that last year, but I don't think
I
the
thought
new
Gremlins would
Christmas
have been a
movies
strong
are as good as the
contender
old ones.
tonight.
I almost said
Yeah.
Gremlins before Die
Gremlins
Hard.
has to be
is a
there.
great Christmas film.
Yeah.
I've heard people say Gremlins isn't a Christmas movie. I've had contenders saying Gremlins is not a Christmas movie.
It's okay to be wrong.
I was going to say the entire thing is set for Christmas, literally at Christmas.
Jamie, what about you? What about you, Jamie? What's
Well,
your favourite?
it's actually a hard one, but the
Christmas
one I'm
Carol,
always
the
drawn
original.
to, and do you know, A Christmas Carol never really has hit it with me. I think the one.
Did you feel Ebenezer was hard done to?
Well, yes, I do, because didn't he die a couple of weeks after he changed? So it wasn't like
Did he?
Yeah. I like that. I actually quite like that aspect of it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I read the fucking book first.
Sorry, Jamie.
But
You never told us you could read.
Kick him.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think the movie ever, apart from the original black and white one where they made that clear, the other movies, but they kind of like swoosh over that bit, you
Yeah.
know. But the idea was to show that even if you've got limited time left, it's never too late to change. That was the whole point. It wasn't like it was a
Agreed.
reward. And so I think sometimes the message gets lost. And it's clear that some people didn't get that message.
No, Jamie's right.
I know he's right.
Jamie's right. 100% correct, right? 100%.
Yeah, it's
But
never too late to
you
change
see
your
that
electricity.
It's up to him in case he kicks you.
Oh no. We're all fucked, so screw you. We're all fucked, so Jamie can
It's all of us.
I need more vodka in my mind.
we are all Scrooged. So fuck.
Well,
Go on,
speaking-
Jamie, continue.
Yeah, go on, Jamie.
Right,
Yeah,
so
go, Jamie.
for me, and I've taken there was a lot of balls get done in this film, in this movie, and it always gets posts again and again, and it's always hard to track down the original author, but I think it's like a Mike Gardia, who's the originator of one of the sort of balls that gets pushed around a bit this movie, and for me, it's A Wonderful Life by James Stewart or Jimmy Stewart. And a story that kind of goes with him is like just months after winning his 1941 Academy Award for the Best Actor in the Philadelphia Story, Jimmy Stewart, one of the best known actors of the day, left Hollywood and joined the US Army. He was the first big name movie star to do that and enlist in World War II. And an accomplished pilot, the 30-year-old Hollywood icon became a US Army Air Force aviator, earning his second lieutenant commission early in 1942, and with his celebrity status and huge popularity with the American public, he was assigned to star in recurring films and attending rallies and training younger pilots. However, Stewart wasn't satisfied. He wanted to fly combat missions in Europe, not spend time in a sort of stateside training, command center. By 1944, he was frustrated and feeling kind of like Captain America when you think about the Captain America sort of story. He was kind of frustrated and feeling the war was passing him by. He asked his commanding officer to transfer him to a unit deployed in Europe. His request was reluctantly granted because it was an awful thing when you think about it, training all these young men and seeing them going off to die. And he was always seeing new recruits coming in. Because they suffered so many casualties, hundreds of casualties. It was something like 90%, 70% death rate for these bombing crews, especially. So Stewart, now a captain, was sent to England, where he spent the next 18 months flying the B-24 Liberator bombers over Germany. Throughout his time overseas, the US Army Corps, top brass, had tried to keep the popular movie star as safe as they possibly could by flying over their own, enemy territory. But Jimmy Stewart would hear nothing of it. Determined to lead by example, he buckled the system, assigning himself to every combat mission he could. And by the end of the war, he was one of the most respected and decorated pilots in his unit. But his wartime service came at a huge personal price. His final months of World War II, he was grounded for being flat cappy, today called post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's even got a new name now, PTSD. But it's got another name just now because they don't really say it's a disorder. But when he returned to the US in August 1945, Stewart was a changed man. He'd lost so much weight and he looked, pretty sickly. He really slept, and when he did, he had nightmares of planes and exploding men and men falling through the air screaming. In one mission alone, his unit had lost 13 planes and 130 men, most of them he knew personally. He was depressed, couldn't focus, and he refused to talk to anyone about his war experiences. His acting career was all but over. As one of Stewart's bibliographers put it, every decision he made during the war was going to preserve life or cost lives. He took back to Hollywood all the stress that he had built up. So in 1946, he got his break. He took the role of George Bailey, the suicidal father, and It's a Wonderful Life, an epic film. Actors and the crew of the set realised that many of the disturbing scenes of George Bailey unraveling on the screen in front of his family, Stewart wasn't acting. His PTSD was being captured on and filmed for potentially millions to see. But despite Stewart's inner turmoil, making the movie was therapeutic for the combat veteran. He would go on to become one of the most accomplished and loved actors in American history. When asked in 1941 why he wanted to leave his acting career to fight combat missions over Nazi Germany, he said, "The country's conscience is bigger than all the studios in Hollywood put together, and the time will come when we will all have to fight." This holiday season, as many of us watch classic Christmas films, such as It's a Wonderful Life, it's also a fitting time to remember the sacrifices of Jimmy Stewart and all the men who gave up so much to serve their country during wartime so we could have this Christmas. And I always think when I look at A Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart, a lot of the scenes, they felt real and raw because they were. And it was a man, if you know the story, who's lost a lot of money. The bank is about to close. A bank which was set up, a corporate bank to help all the people in the community, was going to close, and he felt he was going to let all these people down. Not through a fault of his own. It was his brother who made the mistake, and a corrupt businessman who took advantage of it.
Jamie, may I just for him just?
You're just cutting in it a little bit when I'm going to explain there. Yeah,
I think what you said
so
was
just
fucking...
wait a minute. Let me just say this bit. He's going to commit suicide. He's going to commit suicide because he thinks the whole world would be better off without him. And an angel comes down.
Shit.
And an angel comes down and shows him what life would be like without him and how worse off everyone actually was. And it was just a story. I guess it touched me, and it's a story of, A Wonderful Life, which I watch maybe not every Christmas, but definitely every 2 years or so. I will watch it. It kind of reminds me because I love the community. I love the fact it shows at the end how much he was needed and he didn't know it. Because as I said before, we are not very good at communicating how important people are in our lives. We never seem to do that. And yet that angel directly showed him how important he was. He was like the linchpin of that community, and how that community came together to support him and appreciate him because he didn't realize they did. And it's just a beautiful sort of film. And it has a good story because it's not about vengeance.
I've not seen it in years, but that makes me want to see it again, Jamie, so much.
Yeah, because he doesn't go for revenge about the capitalist or the evil person who stole the money and he must have his comeuppance.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it was about him and the people in the community. That person who caused it, they didn't really worry about him anymore or the vengeance.
I know the story of. I've never seen that story. I thought
so. it's a good film to see, and I think
So-
it's different.
I didn't know that. The
That's probably
backstory of
quite
the
a
actor, Jamie. That was brilliant. Like, thanks for sharing that. Yeah,
Jamie,
took me. I
Everyone,
genuinely, like,
Jamie,
I'm looking forward to going watch that
Jamie.
now. Thank you,
I
Jamie.
really enjoy it.
I feel well
I really
Christmassy
enjoy
now. Literally.
Sorry,
Wrap
why am I the
tinsel
one
around
fucking
my
clapping?
balls.
Jamie was fucking immense there. Why am I the one fucking clapping?
Because we
you
can all
really
read.
I enjoyed that. Fuck off,
Right,
Jamie.
right.
Jamie, I really fucking love that.
Tell Jamie
Fuck
to
everyone
fuck
else. I fucking love that. Jamie, you're amazing.
Yeah, we don't
Fuck
kick me.
everyone.
Jamie, don't kick me.
Fuck everyone.
I love
Fuck
you.
everyone.
I love you.
I
Right,
love you, Jamie. Jamie.
come on
Yeah.
then. Right, come on.
This isn't going in the top 10 shows.
So,
is it?
Alexis, now to pick your favourite Christmas movie.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
This is a
Brace
movie.
yourself.
No, I need a few minutes. No, after that. Please. Okay. I
You
have
just
a
had
short
22.
No. No,
He
I
just
want
read the
2 minutes.
whole entire Wikipedia article and you still haven't thought of your fucking Christmas film.
You thought of 2. That's better. Go with that.
Pick one from the chat.
Die Hard 2. Die Hard 2. That's what it was. Die Hard 2.
I had one, but I'm now emotionally detached. So
From the film or just generally?
Yeah, from life.
I'm going to go with one, Scrooged. Somebody mentioned it in the chat as well. Scrooged is
No,
such a
brilliant.
funny film.
Oh,
Just great. And
yes.
Bill Murray,
Yeah.
anything you put Bill Murray
Yeah.
in, I can watch.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not as obviously as
At that era, he just was
heartfelt as
untouchable.
Jamie's selection, but Scrooge. I used to watch it with my brother. You're right there, Alexis. Did you just shoot beer out your nose? Are you okay? Oh God!
The only man to
Turn the camera
drown
off. Might want to
me
turn
a
the camera
Peroni.
off. As I was saying, Bill Murray is just eternally watchable, and the twist on the old Scrooge tale, it just I used to watch it with my eldest brother, and he had it on video on VHS. That's how old I am. And
I always remember the toaster
it.
scene. I just
Yeah.
thought that was
Oh no! For me, it's the Ghost of Christmas Past, the violent, psychotic. Oh, she just beats the shit out of him. Anyway, but that whole film, if you haven't watched Scrooged, it's funny. It's not really a kids' film. They tend to put it on in the afternoon and cut like the swearing basically, but it's it's brilliant. Brilliant.
A couple of people, and I watched tonight Love Actually. That is a favourite. That's a top 3 of mine. That's my guilty pleasure of Christmas films. I love it. I just think it's quite an all-star.
I was going to ask actually a guilty pleasure. Everybody's got a guilty pleasure for a Christmas film.
Yeah, Love Actually.
Mine's is Muppet Christmas Carol. Muppet Christmas Carol.
That's not a guilty
that.
pleasure. That's a classic. That's
But
an
for so
absolute
long,
classic.
for so long it was. It's so many people for so long looked down on it. Like,
Who?
and then it's
I never
it's
watched it.
classic.
until I think
We want
last year for the
names.
first time.
I love Michael
will
Caine's
hunt them
performance in it.
Exactly.
How-
Michael
how
Caine takes it
serious-
serious.
How serious he takes it is just
Yeah.
epic. Like, it's so like you could go to a Muppets film and take it like be silly and be like lots of them do, and he just delivers one of the most serious performances, and it's epic on that juxtaposition of the silliness of the Muppets.
I mean, Michael
So
Caine's
well
an
done.
amazing actor who was
Yeah.
looked down on as well.
He's
By
probably
so
retired
many
now, hasn't he? He's
thespians.
had to.
Oh, he's
because of,
retired now.
ill health. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, it
I'm
was
gonna
a
throw a
box
modern.
office bomb. It was an absolute bomb. That film, like,
Was
it did not do well. But how many films that we love? I'd like that. Your
Yeah.
Transformers, the movie. So many just did not. Like my kids love. My youngest loves Charlie Chocolate Factory. The original Wonka film was slated so bad when it was out, but now it's like a total classic. You know,
Classic,
people watch it
isn't
back.
it? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, I think that's a bit. Muppets Christmas Carol did not do well. I think that's why for so long it was. Well, that was one of the weaker Muppets films, and actually, I think with age you look back and go, it's not. It's brilliant. It's a great film.
Guilty pleasures. There's a modern film that I watch with the kids called Arthur Christmas. I absolutely love that film. I think it was a
That's
British
cool.
movie
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
quite cool. Yeah.
It's just a
The
great,
kids love that.
lovely, like proper Christmassy film, and even like the ending. I won't give anything away, but the ending of it, I remember watching it with the kids, and even I was a bit. It was like, oh, that is such a nice ending to a
Yeah.
Christmas film. You don't get that
That's good.
anymore.
I always thought controversially the snowman was pish. You know,
I've never understood the appeal of the snowman.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
and Santa,
I like the Iron
Claus
Bruce
one.
snowman adverts better.
but the thing I always liked was the story of the grasshopper and the ant. You know, where the grasshopper did no work and the ant was working every day. So they came to winter, the ant had all the food, and the grasshopper was going to starve, but the ants brought them in. And I always liked that sort of cartoon, which always seemed to do the rounds every Christmas when I was a kid growing up.
I can't look at that anymore since Ricky Gervais did it. He did it a bit about it in one of his comedy sketches. And he was like, what? So he's like, what have you taught the grasshoppers? Basically, you can fuck around all year and some schmuck will let you in and sort you out. Brilliant. So they've learned nothing. They've learned nothing there.
My last one would be The Holiday as well.
You and your rom-coms.
It's a holiday one.
Do you know what? I like them. I like them. The Holiday and Love Actually.
Even I know this. There's two women swap. One's American, one's English. They swap. So they move to one goes to live in the other one's house in America, and the other one goes to live in England, so they can meet the man of their dreams. And oh, Pete, we're learning so much about you.
Kate Winslet is a classy bird. That's what I'm going to say. All right, she's classy.
She is.
You've got a thing for Kate, haven't you?
What was it? Me and the wife watched the Amelia Clark one last Christmas. Have you seen that? The Amelia Clark one?
No. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Is that the one?
Sam
don't spoil it.
That's
It's actually the two of us really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that film. I don't know if it's one I'd watch all the time, but that was a recent one that was quite a good one.
It's kind of like me and May Lynn's story, but in reverse, and none of us are ghosts or dead. But yeah, it's, you know.
It's exactly like the film, except from everything's different.
Brilliant.
See that written on the back of a video.
It's almost like my life story. It's
completely fucking different. I feel that way when I watch that Elvis film. Like, this is my life story. Except
I'm pleased that no one's mentioned Elf. All right, because
I love Elf, but I almost feel like overexposure to it. Really take away from it sometimes.
You feel like
I quite like the bit. Have you seen Spirited? You seen Spirited? Will Ferrell walks past the guy dressed as Elf, and he just mocks him for the way he's dressed.
Spirited.
We in jokes like that just crack me up.
It's fucking funny. I like Spirited.
Spirited's good. I'd recommend that. Yeah.
What was the second part of this discussion, by the way? Because I can't remember.
The second part. You're not allowed to say Alexis. The second part was. I know you're going to say it. I was just going to answer his question so you can start thinking about it when you're saying your stuff.
No, my first answer. I've got my first answer first.
I'm just saying it so he can think of
my
his
movie. My movie is my movie. I've got two movies. First movie, Bad Santa.
I can understand why that appeals.
Bad Alexis.
It's almost like it was a mic drop. It was a mic drop. It's like Bad Santa. Bosh.
Who doesn't love? All right, hands up. Who doesn't love Bad Santa? You will love it. Oh, that's good.
You fucking love it, son. What's your second choice?
Snowman.
Oh, we've just like.
Yeah, come. That's it.
You, that boy, are an abomination.
Oh, it's like Alan Jones is in the room. Crying in the corner.
Something.
I love the bit where he goes, wah, 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 wah.
Something.
Asleep. Who gives a shit? Me.
Just when I thought he was out, he pulls it back. What now?
Jamie, fucking do the
hang on, the snowman and the little boy. We probably need to back off from that angle. Come on, Jesus.
Suddenly, from the
anyway.
Jamie is
We've gone down to 12 years.
Everyone
Right, what's the next part of the discussion? Then?
Go to sleep.
I don't think you got
The
to tell me.
next part of the discussion was if we could choose to have something removed from Transformers, that could be the lore or the fandom, what would you actually pick? So what would you just bin?
Alexis.
We have to decide if we agree on it, though.
Graham.
Damn it!
No,
I've got to
apart from Alexis, you can say that.
I'm joking.
So who wants to go first?
Sorry,
I'll go first. Beast Wars.
Hey,
Let's find out. Let's find out if he's watching. Oh God, he's holding
G1. Beast Wars is G1. You can't get out of G1.
It's not G1 though, because it wasn't originally written to be
No,
G1.
to be fair,
Optimus Center. G1. G1.
Of it. It's
to be fair,
It
that
has
was
to
for
be
comedy.
unanimous.
That was for comedy value.
Hang
I
on.
would say. I would say. I think for me, politics and you know, they're kind of trying to liken it to the real world.
Yeah.
I think. I think for me, it's
You
a
mean in modern
cartoon.
Transformers, Pete? Rather than,
Sorry, modern media. I think for me, I think we need to be very careful about trying to push messages when we're fortunate enough to be given a platform. I think people read it because it's a little bit of escapism. They don't want to be seeing real world being reflected on the pages. I personally don't.
It's not often the real world, wasn't it? It's their viewpoint of what a very small part of where they live on is like. Because if it was the real world, they would know it's a hellhole just now. You've got genocides, ethnic cleansings, you've got wars, you've got sectarians. It's hellish. In the UK, we're so privileged to be protected from most of that stuff.
Although to be fair, Jamie, we do have Mrs. Brown's boys.
Oh yeah,
so you've got to balance it all.
Yeah, I would remove Mrs. Brown's boys from the dear fandom.
Let's get rid of that.
But I think that was something I always had with IDW, where they almost were promoting that somehow the working class had violence, and violence is understandable if it's done for a right cause, and that's not true, and it's never has been the case. The working classes in the UK had a very much different power of change, and it's because lots of them died in freaking World War One to get the right to vote. And a lot of them, there was massive demonstrations, but you had the working classes out there demonstrating for just a better standard of living, you know, a better work life. And I think the trouble is, when you look at literature, which is based on modern TV literature or TV shows, which is based on the UK history, they always seem to copy the Americans, because they always talk about the suffragette movement, which was massive in America. But in the UK, the suffragettes really didn't change much. It was all the working classes getting together with support from the middle classes to get them the vote. That's what caused change. And the Conservatives wanted the women, but the Lib Dems wanted the women to vote because they thought it would be easier to control and be better voters than the heaving working class and uneducated loaf men. And obviously they didn't want the revolutions which were happening all over Europe or had happened before. So I often think, when you start talking about working classes, like Megatron being working class and that's his reason, and he does violence and genocide, I think it's a disservice. And I never liked that aspect. You know, it seemed to me it's more like a fallacy or a fantasy aspect. And I know that's what Transformers is a fantasy. But I think I like the idea of evil and good, and not maybe trying to.
Thank you for illustrating my point, Jamie.
You know?
Yeah. Done it. Well done. Someone else's go.
I would agree with that, Pete. I would say yes. I would bin that. What about you, Graham? Do you agree, or would you think there's room for it?
No, I agree. I agree. I think, like, for me, Transformers is escapism. You know, I've talked I'm sure I've talked on this before, but like for me, like, my Transformers room is my escapism from all the shit that's going on in personal life or tough days. I want to just get in there and just chill the fuck out. And for me, Transformers has always had that aspect of just being kind of fun. And it goes back to when people are overthinking, oh, why in this movie did this happen? Or why in this cartoon did this happen? You're like, it's a cartoon, it's only meant to be fun. Don't take it too seriously. So I think the aspect of forcing bits onto it, it takes it away from that. It is escapism. You know, we're all sitting here. We're not coming onto this to want to talk about politics and the as you say, Jamie, the world's shit like so many bits. We're wanting for a bit of escapism from that. Don't force it down our throats. Don't force it to be, you know, a specific thing. Just let it be a bit of fun. Let Transformers, let these kids shows be fun. They are kids shows. You know, we need to accept that.
Because sometimes I think they're already catering to a well-educated audience who already know, and I think that's sometimes the trouble, and where it's about trying to bring in an audience that doesn't know, and then subtly putting it into the story, where it gradually builds up, and they think, "Oh, I can start relating this to that," but when it's so blatant, I think sometimes you can miss bringing someone new in. And I think that's the trouble, because everything's always had politics into it. But I think I always worry about the people doing it don't really have the lived experiences. They more have a fantasy experience or further second-hand information experience. But that's a bit controversial from my point. And I think it's always a trap you can fall into.
Do you not think the only bit I would say that how it's evolved is there's more representation in the shows now for so many different bits. Like you think about female bots, for example. We never got an RC because they didn't believe that female bots would sell, and now we're getting Titan female bots. We're getting that. You know, they're evolving that aspect of it, and that's good. But it's I always worry when any kind of form of media forces a political belief, because it's that person's political belief. Like that always concerns me, because it's like, actually, you know, for educated people, as you say, Jamie, like we can take that with a pinch of salt. But especially for kids shows, if you're putting political beliefs or political views over real world stuff, how are kids meant to know? You know, for anybody that's got kids, how many times they come out with something from YouTube and they believe that to be 100% real, and you're like, no, it's, you know, it's an opinion. And opinions are okay,
It's
but
so hard
you need to listen to
now
multiples
to know what is true and what's valid, because every bit of journalism you read now is almost opinionated. And instead of giving the facts of both sides and trying to say maybe this is why you should draw this conclusion, I do
know
think
that after Glasgow days. Like in Glasgow, your papers, depending on what paper you read, depended what side what side it fell on. So you would get the sectarianism of it. So
I think that's where I come from, because I think about sectarianism, which is very real, and I think sometimes words can be quite dangerous, especially when you start talking about history, which none of us were responsible for, but somehow are meant to be, you know, guilty of. And I always worry about that. And it's used as justification. It always seems to be for hate, because they always say it's not hate, but it always seems to end up there. Goes to the extreme. But I do think you make a good point about representation, because I always figured when you think about like the non-binary Transformer, it's great representation, because it's not about representation just for binary people. It's about representation for people like me who haven't met a non-binary person. So when I do meet someone like that, I have some experience, and I think that type of representation is brilliant, especially when it's well written, because it all helps to educate children. So when I see that type of representation, I see it as something that's for everyone. And I remember Spider-Father, this person on Twitter, made a very awesome post about that. And it's not often you get that side when they talk about representation, how really it's not for that individual. It's not for so they can be seen. It's so you can see them. And I think that's a beautiful way of saying it. It's so you can see them. And you know, that's a bit sneaky and is that woke as I go, but
I do agree that forcing a particular political point of view down people's throat, which I think we have seen a little bit more in modern Transformers, we shouldn't really have that. It should be more kind of trying to give both sides, or trying to, I don't know, it's hard, because there's some things where it's a moral question. You don't really want to give the other side, because necessarily the other side isn't something you want to promote. But there's always been an element of it in Transformers media. Even G1 Comics, they'd do stories that kind of reflected some of the political views of the time. But I think almost it was more simple back then. So it was still always kind of depicted as good versus evil. You know, it was always depicted as something that was very clear, and you knew as a kid, if you think about the moral stories, the moral lessons you were supposed to learn from certain cartoons, you got that. And now it's not. I think you're right. If it's something that's promoting representation and tolerance and all the rest of it, then that's fantastic. But if it's there's some of it just doesn't quite sit right, and it's difficult because
there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place, isn't there? And,
like you said, it should be escapism, and it should be about
Yeah.
the actual bots and the war and the things. And sometimes it turns into a story about what's happening. I suppose, but then again, you see, then you can argue: is that just a reflection of society? And writers have always done that in their writing. Is tried to reflect what's happening.
I
in
would say
society.
writers have tended to be
Difficult.
better informed and written from experience. Where I get a feeling a lot of writers, as hard as they might be, they're not writing from that experience. I mean, I talked about.
I get that, but that's a feeling
Yeah.
we get, isn't it? We don't know the writers or exactly what their experience are.
Well,
so
I
like,
kind
we
of
get
know
a feeling
because we've
about it.
lived in the longest peace period in our living history is the UK, and unless they've joined up with some mercenary squad and they've been out there, they've not really lived what our grandparents have done, or even.
But you don't need to
our
have fought in a
uncles.
war to kind of know
Well,
some of those
see,
experiences.
Yeah, but I think when you're talking about genocide and mass war, which these comics are, I think you need to have seen it, not just seen it second hand, or well, third hand, which is often the case, because you've got to understand that violence isn't the easy answer. Sometimes as they put it, or when you look at something it's happened by violence, but it's been done at a great loss, and it's never actually brought any change. It's usually just cycled back. And I think that's the trouble, because I think sometimes it's almost like the fantasy of the illusion of it. They always imagine the good and the great things, and maybe the wee bit to be sad about. But more often than not, it's the sad things that stand out and stick out. It's like you go for a meal, you'll know 100 great restaurants, but you always remember the two which were crap. And you think about living in a wartime situation or an awful situation like that, it's going to be sticking with you forever, and it'll be part of you. And it's maybe why you'll be more resilient to always try the peaceful solution instead of going to war.
I think let's not get too drawn in the weeds in terms of discussion. What would remove from the TF fandom? My bit was, I think I'd like to make it a little bit more like G1, simple. There you go. That's how I describe it.
I don't think I expected the hard-hitting ones like your speech. I was thinking we're going to get like really just get a.
Jamie, what would you remove? Jamie, what would you?
I read an article with Hasbro. They changed the comic, didn't they, of like Megatron bringing destruction to a city, and Hasbro weren't happy about it, so they wanted less destruction in the comic panels. So even I think sometimes they were a bit worried.
Yeah.
But yes, the thing I would remove, and it's actually quite a simple thing because I never liked him.
Beast Wars.
I was half expecting it. It doesn't matter.
It's Primacon. I did not like the
hated
idea
that,
that Unicron was created by that.
100%. I agree. Put it in room 101. Get rid of it. For Christ.
Yeah.
Stupid
That
origin
has to go.
story.
I didn't even know his
no
name.
frigging sense. Utter nonsense.
I think it's Primacon. I think
Yeah. Oh god, that thing.
It was just hideous designed. He didn't even look like some. If they could have made some dark, like Sith Lord or something like that, that sort of aesthetic, you might think maybe, but that just like it almost looks like a Warner Brothers cartoon.
Oh shit!
I mean,
that
the
takes me
Martian.
on to- I agree
Giant
completely
eyes.
with that, but I'd throw in 90% of human characters in Transformers cartoons because they are annoying as hell, and they're supposed to be kind of representative of us, and we're supposed to connect. No, just
No, you don't.
F off. They're
That's
terrible.
Human characters
Carly-
a lot of time, or kids' characters especially, terrible. in the
Carly
80s
was a little bit fit though, wasn't she?
Mark
Let's
Wahlberg.
not go.
cartoons.
Mark Wahlberg. No, I actually agree with Dave. Jesus. I actually can't watch any Mark Wahlberg films anymore because I'm so annoyed from Transformers. Like,
Same
you
character.
were just picking up the check there.
Yeah,
you were literally
same
just
character.
picking up the check. You have one character you play. Unbelievable.
What would you remove, Moff?
So me, I went more in the toy bit, and it's the force, the bit where Hasbro forced gimmicks down us, like evil fusion, everything's evil fusion, and it's not as bad as it was, but it was like everything's a combiner, everything's a headmaster, everything's a whatever. Like that aspect, we don't need to have the forced gimmick down. The whole line has to be around something. Like just let the line be
Transformation.
See, I disagree slightly, Greg.
No, no.
I think if the gimmick's good, then that's fine. But the recent gimmicks have been crap. Like the Evo Fusion thing is, look, you can put a couple of bits on the side of a gun.
No,
well,
I was terrible.
What do you do?
Terrible.
Friggin' hell. Wasn't one of the Evo Fusions literally he can hold his gun? That's not Evo Fusion. That's just what you'd expect him to be able to do. For Christ's sake.
But what do they?
It's almost like they gave up, didn't they?
But they run out.
Oh,
But I think, but it's okay to run out, right? It's okay to go. Do you know
Then
what?
just go normal.
There
Just
isn't
go
anything.
normal
Yeah,
Transformers.
yeah. There isn't anything.
Mark Wahlberg's daddy's Primacron created Mark Wahlberg.
I mean, our friend from Giant Sight Reviews, he did say, actually, I picked the wrong one.
all right.
Yeah,
I'll
He
grant
said
you.
every live action movie.
Eh? Oh, every live action. I wouldn't say everyone. I think that's a bit harsh.
If it wasn't for the live action films, the franchise wouldn't be in the positive state it's in now.
Yeah.
But,
you can't get rid of
have
them
to
all.
remember that.
Yeah. The Last Night, awful. Just one of the worst films I've ever seen. There are very few Transformers films or any Transformers media where I just cannot watch it again. And that's one of those, like sometimes when you're just watching telly and you see a film's on and you've got it on Blu-ray, DVD, digital copy and everything else, and you still watch it on TV because it's on and you love the film. And that's one of those ones where I'll be like, fuck this, is Loose Women or something on? Fucking hell, I'll watch. This is Brown's Boys. That's how bad that is. Jesus, it's awful. And if you like it, I'm not going to apologize. If you like it, that's fine. You like it, but it's fucking awful.
I see. This is what I don't understand.
You shouldn't like it.
I hate sometimes how the media will argue about stuff or they'll slate Doctor Who or blah blah blah, and I think to myself, my God, Mrs. Brown's Boys has been on for decades, and it's still
it
on,
feels like it. I don't know how long has that program been around? Because I literally do not watch it. I've been unlucky enough to see bits of it when other people have been watching it, and I've just always, this is terrible.
I mean, absolutely, I know Brexit was important, but I figured we should have had a referendum on Mrs. Brown Boys first. I think we should have, made that a national issue.
I bought Dave Shorter a couple of the Christmas specials on DVD. Just
when you say a couple, do you mean about 212?
He's got enough to watch.
Is that going to be the next giveaway at TFUK? Mrs. Brown's Boys for everyone. You get a Mrs. Brown's Boys. You get Mrs. Brown.
I've got a special giveaway at TFUK Con.
It's going to be mugs, isn't it?
For job lot.
For the winning team.
I had to get 1,000 printed. Everyone's getting a mug.
You'll see me naked.
Your mum's going to love that Christmas present. Your family, all of them. Everybody loves them.
Picture of Unicorn and you both bent up. No.
Unicorn holding feet. Anyway.
Andy, what have you got?
Oh, you guys have listed so many of them. I probably, it's difficult because you guys have listed a lot of the ones I hate. Some of the live action film stuff, I still can't get my head around how anybody thought this will be fine. This will all be fine. Michael Bay, no, because he did do all right on the first film, but that was about it. So maybe Michael Bay. I just wish they'd had a director for the live action films that actually gave a shit about Transformers instead of just like, all right, who makes films that makes lots of money? I think I'd get rid of Michael Bay and I'd have a director like the guy who did Bumblebee. He was clearly a fan.
In it.
Well, he was, but he was involved as a producer. So Michael Bay still had the overall control in terms of what was happening, and that was fine because in the first film, I get it. I thought it was all right. It worked. Not the best film in the world, but it wasn't a bad film. And then the second one's terrible. All right, writer's strike. Michael Bay apparently wrote most of the script himself, then handed it to a couple of writers and said, you've got 2 weeks to knock this into something we can use. And then the third one, I actually enjoyed a lot of the Transformers bits, but human characters. I think I've already mentioned it, but fucking hell, some of the bits with the human characters are just awful.
Sam was dodgy. Sam was dodgy.
And then Age of Extinction crap, utter crap, sold mostly on the fact the Dinobots are in it, and they're only in it the last fucking 10 minutes. And The Last Night, literally, and many people have said this before, I know, but it's literally like they took it, right, ideas, let's take them all, let's write them all up on this board. Right, there we go, let's do all of it. And it's just like, none of it makes sense. Right. Oh, so the submarine's suddenly a transformer, but it doesn't do anything other than be a submarine. It doesn't transform. We don't know who it is. It's just bollocks. It's just utter nonsense. So Michael Bay. Sorry for all the Bay fans, but you know, a good director like
five of you.
Probably, yeah. Well, the thing is, here's the thing. On the one hand, I'd say you're right, Graham, but I think we do have to remember, and I have to remember, there is a whole generation that's their Transformers, and they've brought up and they love it, and I get that. But honestly, if you go back and look at the other Transformers media and work your way through, and I'm not saying all of G1 is perfect, because even I think some of the G1 TV cartoon series, not the first series, but from the second series, it got progressively worse until the Rebirth, which is fucking excellent.
Yeah.
And then
Rebirth.
Sorry, Rebirth.
Sorry. Sorry.
What's brilliant. Then, oh God, you just watch some Transformers media that's good and actually has some quality. And do you know what? Pete's gonna go mad here. I maybe watch some Beast Wars as well because the writing in it is thrown in there as being
the
good.
writing in Beast Wars is. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it is.
You'll be smearing your own shit on the walls in a minute,
that's
Andy.
Not my Transformer. Well, again. Standard Friday night, son.
Sorry, gentlemen, I was off doing parent shit. What the fuck was the question? What was the question? Sorry.
If you could remove anything from the Transformers fandom or from the lore, what would you pick? If you could remove one thing, what would you pick?
I have one. I would say science bullshit.
But you're a man of science.
Transforming robots to live in space, but you remove science.
No science fiction in it. Can I do all the science fiction?
I know what you mean.
I am a man of science.
Science. I'm a man of science.
Science
Yes,
fiction.
you are.
I would get rid of the N in science.
Okay.
The one thing I'd keep in the fandom is Alexis.
So, whenever you watch a movie and you think, "Oh my god, that's unbelievable," science, right? What the fuck? Right?
Like giant robot.
Why?
It's unbelievable.
Oh no, that's engineering.
Science.
Stop it, Dave. Stop encouraging him.
Engineering science, right? So when we what was it?
Science 101 with Alexis.
Indiana Jones, and like, oh no, that was it. It was Need for Speed.
No, Transformers.
All right, I was watching Transformers, and Toretto was fucking driving his car, and it fucking landed, and I was like, "How does that even land?" And like, and so I went, "Science." I was like, "It's not fucking science. It's fucking."
Well, Giles Riffs in Indiana Jones. It's surely Transformers related.
Shut it, Moff.
Oh, that's the one he's in. Is the worst one. Oh god, that's bad.
Oh no,
Dude,
you haven't seen.
Like
You have not seen a die.
I have, and I'd still put the one with Shia LaBeouf below it.
Really?
Yeah.
I preferred that one.
Yeah, I agree.
Well done, Jamie. You've kept total control tonight. Fair play. Well done.
Oh,
it's a goddamn bastard.
Hey, it's all science, baby.
Yeah. Was it "My life is in your hands" and you have butterfingers?
You just hope it's butter. He's been on Love Honey, for Christ's sake.
It's cherry flavor.
Right, 10 slippery eels.
You know, I've honestly not wanted this show to end.
That's nice.
I've enjoyed the company so much, and I've enjoyed reading the comments, and I want to, but I know you guys have realised to get back to, and you know we're dropping down to 12 people. And to be fair, it died as soon as
we apologise.
It wasn't much higher, to be fair.
Hey,
the Hardy 12.
Jamie, where's real science?
Real science.
But I really do wish everyone here a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if you're spending it with family, spending it alone, just have an enjoyable time. And remember, it's an awesome day. and the next day will be an awesome day as well, and just keep chugging along. Not wanking or masturbating. Well, you can do that.
Although if you're on your own,
Jamie, I think it's only you and I think that when we hear chug. I think it's only you and I think that.
I know, because I was saying that, I was just thinking chugging over here. Today I will use the white glove. But rolling along, just keep going. So, and hopefully we'll see you for the new year. With all our presents. I bet you have some good presents on me, Lynn will be in for it. I'm telling you now.
You just threatened me.
Yeah. She'll be getting no hot loving from me. I'll be So goodbye from me, goodbye from Andy, Pete, Alexis, and the Moff Man.
Love you guys.
Merry Christmas,
guys. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. Merry
We
Christmas.
wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good
We're on next week, though, are we?
We're going.
We're on next week. We're on next week.
We will